and it's playoff baseball games 3 and 4, and it's time to open up my ass via Neil, of course, because I'm not allowed to anymore. Neil, is there any chance you could help me with my bowels?
I've decided we're going to play this on the crossover every day because you can't do it in your time, so we'll play it on my show.
I love it.
It's all mine. That's all me.
You just made my day.
It's on my time.
I'm going out there today to see this.
How about that Opie and Anthony, huh?
Oh, that is great.
$357,000 fine. The only problem is Infinity and Viacom. It's like pocket change.
Yeah, but you know what they should do is make both of those homos pay it.
Yeah. You know, something interesting about this story, which I'm sure you probably knew it because you were working there, but the guy from the couple that was having a sex in the church, this Brian Florence, he died.
I know, he dropped dead of a heart attack, so that's what happens when you have sex in front of God.
Really?
Yeah.
He was 38 years old. It said just matter-of-factly, it says he died at his home in Alexandria, Virginia. Maybe he was taking some of them pills that Rush was popping.
Yeah, he took, he had a massive heart attack.
Yeah.
And that's it. He dropped
From
dead.
what?
38. I have no idea. I mean, does anybody know when they're going to have a massive heart attack?
Maybe the Lord was punishing him. You're right.
It's clear that if you desecrate St. Patrick's Cathedral by doing your wife in her backyard.
There he goes again, Duff. He's defecating in St. Patrick's Cathedral. There he goes again with an extra.
If you do that, I mean, you know something bad's going to happen to you within 365
First of all, if you did
days.
defecate St. Patrick's Cathedral, nobody would know the difference because it's full of crap anyway. So what difference would it make?
Yeah, I agree with you there. You got that right.
So anyway, Arnold's a Nazi. We got that big story today. You saw that one, right?
Yeah. Oh, no, I didn't know. He's a Nazi now?
Yeah, the book proposal says that he admired Hitler and he liked his mustache and the way he danced or whatever. And you got Rush popping all the pills. I got the Enquirer here.
Well, I know about his pills, sir. But how much credit, credence, whatever, do you put in some housekeeper trying to make money? I don't buy any of her crap. She was wearing a wire. And I don't believe any story that rag puts out.
First of all, let me just tell you, you don't believe the Enquirer? Man, you better get with it.
Oh, all right.
The Enquirer sure as hell beats the Herald and the Sun Sentinel. I guarantee you that for credibility.
It beats it for taking a dump.
Then come to find out, you know what one of the side effects of these addictive pain-killing drugs is?
What?
Deafness.
Oh, yeah, that's why he got his... Yeah, he went to his cochlear implant. Yeah, he was in detox that weekend. He didn't go deaf. My ass.
Yeah. So you don't believe any of it, huh?
I don't believe that, I believe he's a prick, and I believe that he's,
misuse of pain drug linked to hearing loss and even deafness.
Oh, come on. Oxys don't make you deaf.
What?
They make you stupid, George.
Say what?
What?
I think he's an oxymoron, like the guy said yesterday. That was a good call.
I love those things. Hey, listen, this is my favorite. Play my favorite soundbite. This is what I do every time I pop an oxy. Here you go. Little Boy Blue! They call him Little Boy Blue.
Yeah? Yeah,
that's what they call oxys, Little Boy Blue.
I love this.
On the street. If he was taking 4,000 pills...
Yeah. So they're actually giving you crap, which is why we're taking our first poll on you today. Poll number 1 is about you today.
Greg Reed handed me yesterday a manifesto of obscene and indecent material that I'm not allowed to use.
Was it pictures of him with Screw Ann and Phyllis?
It was actually pictures of him driving his free DTS.
Can we get a copy? That's obscene.
Yeah. What's obscene is how much money the salespeople and all their fancy cars and all their big houses and all their lesbian lovers and gay lovers they got living with them, and they're all living large, high up the hog.
And they're sure not doing anything for us. I'll tell you that. You're doing a pretty crappy job, you sales holes out there.
They don't do jack for us, but they're all living large.
Pathetic.
I mean, Greg Reed, I see him once a month. Okay, and what? I'm supposed to take advice from him?
Why do you think I'm not there?
You know, that's like listening to my...
I'm not there, so I don't have to see him.
Yeah,
by the way, the public rock suicide is on hold. Judge puts injunction on rock shot jobs.
Oh, but that would have been great.
I think they're still going to do it.
I hope they do, because I love watching people commit suicide. Did you hear about the lady on the bridge in Fort Lauderdale?
No.
Some lady last night at 8 o'clock, the bridge went up, and she grabbed on and held on all the way to the top and then let go and died. I love that. That made my day.
You got to give her points for originality anyway.
Well, actually, I like the guy in the third car back. He got a little notebook out, and he had a wad of 50s in his hands. He started taking bets.
Probably Eddie K on the way to work.
Actually, it was Eddie with a polo hat on. Have a good weekend, Neil.
You too, Scott. Clean up your act.
Hi there, you bastard.
Oh!
560 WQAM presents the Opie and Anthony Show with Mo Howard David. This is Opie.
And I'm Anthony. Yeah, wait a minute. It's me with the low voice.
Oh.
Yeah, you got the affected voice.
Okay.
Hi, Anthony.
Yeah, hi, Opie, and let's not forget our old pal Mo Howard David.
Yeah, I was wondering how long it would take for you two punks to get around to me. I really hit the big time, huh? Here I am with the Opie and Anthony.
Hey, Mo.
What?
Take off your pants.
Yeah, we're gonna rape you now.
You gotta be kidding me. This is a family show.
Wrong. This is the Opie and Anthony show. Now, come on,
I
stretch.
thought you guys only did that in church.
Yeah.
Hey, get your hands out.
Get out of there. Shut up and submit.
Touch my delicates. Don't touch my delicates. I'm tender. Why does everybody want to rape me?
Why? Because we think it's funny, that's why.
Yeah, you got a nice back.
I got news for you, Pally. I'm still spry. I ought to mobilize you. Oh.
I got his hands tied, Opie.
Oh.
Want the red ball?
No, not for this. All right, Mo, open wide for Chunky.
Let's sing that together now, shall we?
Okay.
Open
Wide for Chunky. All right, stop spanking, Anthony.
Okay.
Yeah, that's... Yeah, use your lips. No teeth. No teeth. Up. I said no teeth.
Ready for some medieval love.
You're not the boss of me now. Yeah, I really sound like that Mitsubishi guy now, don't I?
for the gift.
Well done. Okay. Take it away, Mo. See you later. Thanks.
What? You're just going to leave me here? We'll be right back. On 560. Absolutely.
10:08 at 560 WQAM. We got a big doing today. The Mad Dog's going to be doing a show at Gate G out at PP Park, 2 o'clock to 4. What?
What's doing?
Lots doing. Oh, it's the Bruce Williams show on QAM. Ask a lawyer. That's no matter what the question is. Ask a lawyer.
I know that.
Oh, and you know, Mo was really bent out of shape this morning because of the fact that I took a poll that he had no chance of winning.
Right.
See, the poll that we took yesterday is someone you think is an asshole but you enjoy their work. So what I'm going to do, the second poll we'll get to a little later on, is one that he's got a real good chance of winning, which is someone you think is an asshole and you hate their work. Nice going, Mo.
Absolutely.
Yeah, he's got a real shot at that, I think. Don't you?
Sure.
Someone you think is a real asshole, but anyway, we did the one yesterday and I won hands down, and I'm very proud of it. Proud as a peacock. Someone you think is an asshole but enjoy their work. Neil Rogers, 235 out of 939. 25%, right on the money. Think that I'm an asshole, but they can't turn it off. They love this show. They think I'm a genius, even though I'm a major asshole, which I say you're right in both cases. Michael Jackson, 80. Russell Crowe, 72. Hank Goldberg, 67. A humper. Did pretty well. They think Hank's a real big fat asshole, but he's a pretty entertaining guy. Howard Sperm, 60. Woody Allen, 56. Pete Rose, 45. Billy Bob Thornton, 44. Bill O'Reilly, 43. That was Scott Jr.'s choice. And if you wonder why Scott Jr. and Bill O'Reilly are like real tight, just take a look at that pasty picture of Scott on our website. By the way, the stats look great now, Eric. Thanks for screwing it up, but thanks for unscrewing it. You got it all back, and we're just kicking ass on there. Eric, just leave it alone. Don't keep dicking around with stuff. Just leave it alone. You're messing with my emotional and mental state, which is very fragile. Charlton Heston, 34. Mo Howard David had only 32 votes because they may think he's an asshole. We'll find out, but they don't enjoy his work so much. Rick Riley, 30. How many did Rick have?
About 30, man.
Dick Clark, 29, which is also...
About 30, man.
Almost. Robert Downey Jr., 25. Kelsey Grammer, 16. George Lucas, 14. Bob Costas, 13. I don't know why anybody would enjoy his work. He's just a twerp. He is objectionable. He's unacceptable. You know, there are some people who are just... I like that in regard to people. There just are some people who are unacceptable. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Yeah. It's just like Greg, for example. He's unacceptable. James Cameron, 12. Jerry Lewis, 11.
Hey, lady.
Chris Carter, 9. Richard Dawson, 8. And Charles Grodin, 4. And the one guy that called and suggested him, I mean, whatever you like, you know. But let's get serious. Actually, we got some good news today. A lot of good news today. Yeah. 29,555 for abandoned pet rescue, and that's probably because it's now October. It's officially underway through the end of the year with our Best Deal merchandise. Too bad we don't have some kind of a thing today, you know, because we give just another $445. Right. If my math is right.
Maybe somebody will drive by and drop off a bag.
And we have
about 30, man.
No, I'm serious. Maybe we could get somebody to take the van out on the corner there, Ives Dairy and 441. Yeah. The gal's probably all done service in Doreen this morning. He probably had a squirt good time. You think?
I try not to.
Well, he brought in the blindfold. He brought in the Zorro mask and the whip and chain. Probably whipped her ass into shape. Boy, what a disgusting thought. She really is grotesque. But at any rate, yeah, maybe we can suck somebody into doing that today.
I haven't checked the mail yet.
Oh, I'm still thinking about Miguel. No, right out there in the corner, you know, by Chuck's. You hear that?
Oh, what's going on?
Oh, that's not good. I better take it out, pop another Allegra. That's not sound good. Oh, I think I'm on the way out. Then Opie and Anthony story, the big fine. We got the Boston radio host apologizes for making a monkey comment. Courtney Love's been arrested on a drug charge again. Arnold Schwarzenegger admired Hitler, book proposal says. Got this fax from yesterday, public rock suicide on hold. And then, of course, all of that Rush stuff. I got the National Enquirer in my hand right now. We got all the good stuff. I can't believe Pharrell doesn't believe this stuff. What is wrong with him? I think he's cracking under the pressure. So anyway, here's today's first poll, speaking of Pharrell, because management has given him just holy hell to poor Pharrell, and that's bad. He's the great white hope. He's the our savior. He's like the Jesus Christ of QAM. In fact, and you know what? And Greg's trying to nail his ass to a cross. Isn't that appropriate? Always turns out that way.
Great analogy.
God. Which of these statements best describes your take on Scott Pharrell?
Which one?
He's great. He's okay, I listen. Fingernails on a blackboard. He's way over the line. He blows. I don't listen. Or who the hell is Scott Pharrell? I love my polls, man. They're just beautiful. 7 choices there. And then we'll do the other one a little later on, which Mo, don't have to feel so bad, sweetheart. You got a definite chance to win that one.
Absolutely.
Don't want to put your name on polls if you don't be having a chance. He's just jealous because I won for being a big asshole, but they love my work. He's really pissed off about that. So we'll see if he can turn it around, so to speak.
Rectum.
10:13 at 560 WQAM. Hey, if you want to turn it around, if you got like a big fat ass and the rest of you too, and you'd like to lose a big part of that, there are a lot of low carb and sugar free diets out there that are working great for people. But where do you shop for all the goodies to keep you on the straight and narrow path? You can get the basics in your supermarket, but other than that, forget about it, because even the finest markets like Publix, you know, they may have like a half of a shelf that's got a few odds and ends here and Atkins this or whatever, but that's it. That's why you love shopping at Delights of West Boca, because your search will be over. They've got over 1,000 low-carb goodies to keep you on a straight and narrow path and to give you all kinds of variety to help you stay on your low-carb diet. They've got bagels and breads, believe it or not, cheesecakes, muffins, brownies for all the brownie hounds, and we have many of those in this audience. Chocolates, pastas, sauces, chips, dips, soups, ketchups, the great world-famous Carbolite ice cream, Champion Light drinks in 5 delicious flavors, walnut brownies by Control Carb, Southern Delight chocolate chip cookies, apple cinnamon granola by Carb Sense, and crunchy pretzels by Carb Sense, probably endorsed by El Presidente. Don't gag on it. Don't forget, at Delights of West Boca, you can try anything in the store before you buy it. All the Atkins brand's products are on sale all day, every day. They're open every day, 7 days a week, too, from 10 to 10. And you'll find Delights on the northeast corner of Glades and 441, right next to Boston Market. A wonderful place for all you fat folks out there, or call them toll-free, 1-877-LOW-CARB. That's with a W, LOWCARB, or on the web, lowcarb.com. Delights of West Boca, no doubt about it. It's your official Atkins retail center.
Live and local. This is Sports Radio 560. QAM.
Oh, does hate you.
She gained acclaim with her breakout performance in The People vs. Larry Flint. Now, Courtney Love takes the theater by storm, appearing in the classics at the Seattle Repertory Playhouse. See her riveting performance as Lady Macbeth in A Scottish Play.
Is this the Jagger I see before me?
As Blanche Dubois in A Streetcar Named Desire.
I've always relied on the kindness of strangers. Sucker!
And of course, St. Joan by George Bernard Shaw.
Get that torch away from me, you mother-f***ing sucking bastards!
Yes, Courtney Love plays the classics this spring at the Seattle Repertory Playhouse.
Yeah, get out of my f***ing face.
Order your tickets today.
Son of a mother-f***ing...
Just had a call on a bat line from the Pope. You know what he said?
I know.
I'm dying over here.
That's what he said.
I knew that was
That
coming.
was bad.
Yeah.
Anyway, so our Pharrell poll is up there. Let's give it a shot. See what you think. Okay. Speaking of Courtney Love, the reason I played that, because I can't stand that bitch. Courtney Love arrested on drug charge. What do you think of that?
All right.
Oh,
Think
gee,
we got
what a
like that big
shocker.
time. Singer-actress Courtney Love was arrested in L.A. for allegedly being under the influence of a narcotic after police responded to a burglary call.
Only one?
Love, 39, was found early yesterday outside an L.A. home where she had allegedly broken the windows in an attempt to enter. Police spokesman Don Cox said.
Huh.
That's his name.
Yeah.
Boy, bad timing. She was arrested and booked for investigation of using illegal drugs, posted $2,500 bail, and released. Hours later, police and paramedics in Beverly Hills responded to an emergency call and took a woman to a hospital for treatment, according to a story in today's editions of the L.A. Times. Law enforcement sources told the newspaper that the woman was Love and that she had overdosed. It was not immediately known what her condition was. She's OD'd. Maybe she's just getting some more pills for Rush. I still can't believe Scott doesn't believe that story. That's ludicrous. And he also doesn't believe the Enquirer, which we on this show have determined over the last several years is by far and away the most credible source of news anywhere in South Florida.
They're the Bible.
Exactly. I've got my hand on it right now in the Enquirer, too.
Where's the other one?
Messages left up my ass. Messages left for Love's publicist and her attorney were not returned late yesterday. Love is the widow of Nirvana frontman Kurt Cobain, etc., which we all know. She received a Golden Globe nomination for her role in the 1996 movie The People vs. Larry Flint. What do you think of that, Larry? Love was arrested earlier this year in London for allegedly verbally abusing cabin staff on a Virgin Atlantic flight from L.A. and later released. She's got real problems, that bitch. Courtney Love. Oh, she's got big problems. Speaking of problems, the government yesterday proposed the second biggest fine ever for indecency, $357,000 against Infinity Broadcasting for a radio segment in which a couple was said to be having sex in New York's St. Pat's Cathedral, which is why I played the Mo, Howard, David, and Opie and Anthony bit to start. The FCC responded to an outpouring of complaints following an August 2002 broadcast of the Opie and Anthony show over New York's WNEW-FM, where Scott used to work, Pharrell that is, and 12 other Infinity radio stations. The nationally syndicated show was canceled a week later, and DJs Greg Opie Hughes and Anthony Cumia were fired. 4 commissioners voted for the fine. The 5th said the agency should have gone after Infinity's licenses instead. How do you like that? Infinity's actions were unquestionably willful and egregious, Commissioner Jonathan Adelstein said. These callous actions show a high degree of culpability and a deliberate attempt to heighten the shock to listeners. They clearly offended community standards, to which I say bullshit. The 5th commissioner, Michael Copps, dissented. He said they should go after the license. Infinity Broadcasting and CBS News are both owned by Viacom, Inc., which means the $357,000 fine, if they do wind up paying it, is like 15 cents in your pocket. It's like pocket change, like pennies from heaven. Infinity has 30 days to pay the fine or appeal. It would be the second largest fine ever for indecency, trailing only the $1.7 million Infinity paid in '95 to settle several cases against Howard Sperm. The commission also proposed fining AM/FM radio licenses now part of Clear Channel Radio, $55,000 for 2 broadcasts on WWDC in Washington, in which the Elliott Morning program interviewed female students about sexual activities at their high school, including references to oral sex. Copps again dissented, saying the commission should try to revoke the station's license rather than impose a fine. He's a hard ass, that Michael Copps.
Yeah.
A call to cheap channel was not immediately returned. Pete Bolger was busy with his head up everybody's ass. Adelstein said he'd propose changing FCC regulations to make it clear that each program segment found to be indecent will be considered a separate violation, subject to a $27,500 fine. In current cases, the FCC to oral sex. Copps again dissented, saying the commission should try to revoke the station's license rather than impose a fine. He's a hard ass, that Mike. I think I'm going to stand up for Rush. What do you say? No. Well, a little bit. Based on the fact that he's making fun of black children, he should be gone, said Sadiki Cambone, director of the Black Community Information Center in the Roxbury, very dark section of Boston. However, Metco board chairwoman Carice White McLaughlin said she would not seek his resignation. It was a painful comparison, she said. He's brought back all those stereotypical images of Jane and Tarzan. I thought Jane and Tarzan were white.
Yeah.
And the negative things that people used to say about the continent of Africa, but we're all hoping that out of a bad situation, something good can emerge. The gorilla broke out of its enclosure at the Franklin Park Zoo on Sunday, injuring a 2-year-old and teenager before it was sedated and recaptured nearly 2 hours later. Some felt Dennis's offense was worse than comments by Rush Limbaugh on ESPN that led to his resignation late Wednesday. Limbaugh, well, we know what he said. I think it's worse because you're dealing with children, Democratic State Representative Shirley Owens Hicks said. I'm speechless. I'm beside myself. There are still people in this world who have such negative racist thoughts and have the temerity to put those thoughts into words in a public venue. How do you like that? He had the temerity.
Live and local. This is 560. The radio's all yours now. QAM.
Making my way through the crowd, walking fast, facing gas, I'm bathroom bound. Staring blankly ahead, it's bombs away, and really loud. Was it the beef stew, or the poo-poo? The poo-poo platter, been in this stall most of the night. I spray Lysol every once in a while, and here I sit and count 1,000 tiles thanks to that restaurant food.
10:31 at 560. WQM, shut up already, okay? Don't step on me again. 70 votes on the Scott Farrell poll. We're doing this because he needs a little oral support. Because Greg Reed is coming unglued at the seams. And there's one vote on here. He's way over the line. I know who voted that vote. Isn't that something? It's one thing when I know who the callers are on a certain line. It's another thing when I know who a vote was cast by on our website.
He's an asshole.
Yeah. Whoever voted that one, he's way over the line. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I know who did.
Yeah. Anyway, so who was that on the bat line, Scott?
A fax machine. Thank you for asking.
Oh. Which of these statements best describes your take on Scott Farrell? Oh, before I read you the result of the poll so far, here's a fax about Farrell. It says that voice has got to be a put-on. No, wrong. It sounds so obviously fake. No, wrong. That's what you see is what you get. That's how he talks. He sounds like a decent enough radio guy, but come on, drop the bullshit, tough guy, road gravel, Harley biker, throat cancer routine, and give us the real deal, is what it says unsigned. That is the real deal. What you hear is what you get. He's exactly the same. Not only does the voice sound the same off the air, but the hyper psychotic lunatic. That's him.
It's a visual.
There's no act involved there. That's he just opens a mic and that's him. What you hear is what you get. Anyway, Daryl yesterday at the end of the show faxed this, and it's too good to just pass over, even though it's the wrong holiday. Neil God, it says, there is a God. He works in mysterious ways, but he is there. Believe me when I say I prayed that Rush would be dethroned. My prayers have been answered. Well, almost.
I get it.
After all, that bastard has made more money than anyone with his prejudiced views should have ever made. Now we know he has lost all of his lard ass by doing narcotics, having worked, and of course the death thing, too.
What?
See, Farrell also didn't believe that. I got the story right here. It's a big song of the dance. And it isn't really even related to him. It's just about how a lot of these prescription painkillers cause hearing loss and deafness, etc. Overuse of them. Using a lot of them. Anyway, Daryl goes on to say, having worked in a drug center, drugs definitely substitute for food. Since I'm overweight, maybe I need to call Rush's housekeeper for some good crap. Now, can you believe a drug addict slept in the Lincoln bedroom in the White House? Oh my God. Oh my God. It says, my prayers continue that somehow this evildoer will lose every damn dime he ever made off Bill and Hillary. Amen, says Daryl. Nice going, Daryl. Right on, sweetheart. Now, there's just so much heavy-duty crap, we probably should get the retired guy on and whoever else those two calls. Here's Miami. Hello. Miami. You see what the calls add to the show? I'm on a major roll. We've got just dozens of important... Hello? Miami. Up your ass. Here's Pompano. Hello.
Hello, Neil.
Yes, sir.
Did you hear what Steve Kane is spreading the rumors?
About what?
He says that you got AIDS.
Yeah.
And not only that, he says that
George... Blow out your ass, you old fart. We don't talk to old cockers, okay, Scott? Oh. Just tragic. Anyway, Jimmy in Boca faxes. He says, as a recovering addict, I can still clear up some of the things that are happening in the Rush drug sting. And then it says, insert the Dragnet music. As an addict with money, he probably did not do thousands of pills a month, but brought large quantities all at once that could last him maybe 4 to 5 months. About 30, it says.
About 30, man.
This way, he minimizes the chance of getting caught. Also doesn't have the problem that most addicts have of running out. I do feel sorry for Rush personally. He has a lifetime of recovery ahead of him. That is, if he decides to admit he's got a problem. Well, you notice, He didn't admit anything about having a problem. His statements on his website and also that speech yesterday at the NAB, all he keeps saying is, I'm unaware of any investigation about me, and and I haven't been notified. And that's it. He doesn't deny it. He doesn't even have any, didn't even address it.
You got on TV?
Yes.
Okay.
Why?
You might want to pop it on.
Well, I got like 1,000 MTVs. I don't know which one.
Regular old MTV1
I don't know if I
genericus.
have that one. I
Oh,
don't know where that is.
I'm sorry.
Oh, there it is. MTV, what am I looking at?
Bunch of snakes and a girl right now, but, the gauntlet. The scrimmage in the pool. No, not in it. No, they're doing a road rules challenge and they've got all the guys naked. For what it's worth.
Well, I don't know which one that is, and I don't have time to potchkey around looking for hot-looking guys on there, okay? Especially now that I have all these diseases. It goes on to say, if he doesn't admit he has a problem and just tries to stop, I can say from experience that it will not work. He's an addict. Otherwise, he would have stopped after one of his 2 detox programs. I do not feel sorry for him professionally. I won't lose any sleep if he loses the platform he has to spew the hatred and nonsense that millions of assholes listen to and believe without question. He's a big-headed idiot that could just fade away and take care of his problem by himself and with his family. See it in an NA meeting, Rush says Jimmy and Boca. Thank you, Jimmy and Boca, who also puts on here at the very end of his facts, just for emphasis, okay? Now, so let's see, we were 2 for 2. We had one nobody there and some old cranky Steve Kane's boyfriend. Here's a call from the Redlands. Hello.
Hello?
Yes, sir.
I'm just calling because the tree killers are across the street from me right now, cutting all the citrus down.
I'll be damned.
And they're
Spike
just
'em.
about to get mine.
Spikes. Large nails. I'm serious.
Yeah.
Drive them into your trees all over. Spikes. Get to Home Depot. Quick.
I'll do it right now. I got spikes in my house. See ya.
Do a good job, Pally.
Bye. Thank you.
Okay. Good luck to you. They're cutting down his fruit trees. The citrus chancre police, the Florida citrus chancre police, are coming there doing the same thing they did to George and everybody else, whether you like it or not. Maybe the governor will wind up with a big chancre on his
We can only
ass.
pray.
Yeah, we can only hope and pray. Probably already got one. Here's a call from Fort Lauderdale before we get into the Arnold Nazi stuff. Hello.
Hello?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, why don't you just get off Rush Limbaugh? What's the big deal?
I beg your pardon?
I mean, Rush Limbaugh, that's old news. What about Al Franken?
What about him?
He's a jackass like you.
What kind of drugs is he taking?
Who, Al Franken?
Yeah, what kind of drugs is he taking, schmuck?
Do you have proof?
Moron.
You have
Putz.
proof?
Yeah, right here in front of my post from the Palm Beach police, okay, you asshole, you jackass, you Rush licker. He's probably sniffing Rush right now. Oh, man. Probably getting a rush from it now. Idiot. He's doing poppers. He's got this finger up his nose, one up his rectum. Yeah. Go stick your head up Rush's ass, okay, you little Nazi. You little idiot, quisling, scumbag, and have a nice weekend. Don't forget the Mad Dog out at Gate G at the ballpark this afternoon. Marlins on deck at 3:30. Game 3. This is the big one, baby. This is the turning point. Didn't I say the Marlins would win 3 in a row? I never said they'd win the first 3 in a row. You'll recall, Scott. I just said they'd win 3 in a row. And they will. Today will be the second, and tomorrow they'll wrap it up.
Courtesy of you, I will be there to watch it. Thank you.
3:30 this afternoon, Marlins on deck. 4:06, the Marlins and the Giants, game number 3. And then tonight we got the 10th inning playoff special with Len Casper and Tommy Hutton at 7:30, followed by game 3 of the Cubs and the Braves. That series tied at a game apiece, 8:30. Eddie K followed all the baseball stuff and ESPN Radio. By the way, we got some bad information on our rejoins and promos today that the Panther game was going to be on tonight. Is it going to be on? No, it's a silly-ass exhibition game that nobody cares about. It's not going to be on, at least on QAM. Is it going to be on anywhere, or are we not even carrying it? We don't know.
Who are you asking?
We don't know. Because Duff and Clarence are in there playing grab-ass with each other, you know, so God forbid that we should have any information about stuff like that. But we got the important stuff. We got the baseball playoffs, baby, starting with a Marlin game this afternoon, 4:06. Going to have 50, 60,000 people there at PP Park. It's going to be great.
Oh!
And thanks to the fact that George screwed up yesterday and didn't deliver those tickets to my house, as a result, so Scott Jr. will be there today. See all the perks you get? You don't get any money, but you get a lot of perks.
Thank you.
20 till, let's see, how's that poll coming on? Farrell. We got 116 votes. Which of these statements best describes your take on Scott Farrell? He's great, 46. He's okay. I listen, 24. I don't listen, 20. Fingernails on a blackboard, 16. Who the hell is Scott Farrell, 5. He blows, 4. And I can't imagine who voted for. He's way over the line.
We're Sports Radio 560.
Who's not supposed to be listening to this show, by the way?
Friday, you bastard.
This fall on Fox, the new reality TV show, Take My Wife, Please.
Are you crazy?
A regular guy gets trapped in his house
Ah!
with his wife
Ah!
with no TV
Ah!
for an hour.
Ah!
Did you take out the trash? I told you to take it out. If you don't, bacteria will grow and we'll breathe in salmonella. That's how SARS got started. Do you want me to get SARS? Do you want me to get mad cow disease? I can't believe you love your team.
Take My Wife, Please.
Sports are so stupid. Golf, hitting a ball with a stick. Baseball, hitting a ball with a stick. Pool, hitting a ball with a stick. Basketball, whoa, getting a round ball through a round hole. Whoa, here's a tough one. Football, getting an oval ball past a straight line. That's genius.
New this fall on Fox.
10:45 at 560 WQAM. So, and I don't want to disappoint that guy that was all bent out of shape, that punk, that little Nazi in training about Rush. Get off of Rush. No. The entire world is talking about Rush, except up here, what they're talking about is yesterday's Ontario election, in which the Liberals won a stunning, overwhelming landslide victory, costing the Conservatives, the Tories, and Ernie Eves on their ass. 72 seats to 24 and 7 for the NDP, the new Democratic Party. How do you like that?
I like it a lot.
There were like 20 seats in arrears going into the election yesterday, and they win. They got a 48-seat majority now, the Liberals. Oh, see, and that's another thing. Liberal isn't even a dirty word, like I said yesterday up here. But, nevertheless, that's because Rush ain't on the air here. Get off of Rush. No, as a matter of fact, at 11 o'clock, I'm going to take however much I need of the next hour to read the entire stuff from the Enquirer here.
Excellent.
Oh, yeah. Rush Limbaugh caught in drug ring. It's a front-page story. And then Rush Limbaugh, a secret pill-popping drug addict. His own words, and then there's the emails from the Edge. It might take me the whole freaking hour, but you'll hear every word of it right here from our good friends at the Enquirer, which I went out, like I told you, got it yesterday right after the show in my hot little hand. Because they do show up quick up here, I guess, for some reason, the tabloids. But before we get to that, we got the Arnold story of the day. Poor Arnold is in deep doo-doo, you know it?
No, he's not.
I think he is. I don't think he's going to be governor of California. I think he's in deep crap. I think you're wrong. I think you better take a re-examine us. Yesterday we had the groping and grabbing, and he had to apologize. And, well, I did do some of that, and, well, I don't know, but I apologize. And, yeah. Now today, in the New York Times, a film producer who chronicled Arnold Schwarzenegger's rise to fame as a champion bodybuilder in the 1970s circulated a book proposal 6 years ago that quoted Mr. Schwarzenegger expressing his admiration for Adolf Hitler.
You understand the Gestapo keeps track of everyone.
The book proposal by the producer, George Butler, included what were presented as verbatim excerpts from interviews with Mr. Schwarzenegger in the filming of the documentary Pumping Iron. Pumping Iron. In a part of the interview not used in the film, Mr. Schwarzenegger was asked to name his heroes. Who do you admire most? It depends for what, Mr. Schwarzenegger said, according to the transcript in the book proposal. I admired Hitler, for instance, because he came from being a little man with almost no formal education up to power, and I admire him for being such a good public speaker. In addition to the transcript, Mr. Butler wrote in his book proposal that in the 1970s he considered Mr. Schwarzenegger a flagrant, outspoken admirer of Hitler. In the proposal, Mr. Butler also said he had seen Mr. Schwarzenegger playing Nazi marching songs from long-playing records in his collection at home, and said that the actor frequently clicked his heels and pretended to be an SS officer.
While wearing a tutu.
And all these people that are saying, oh, this stuff is just coming out now because the election's in a few days. Well, this was 6 years ago, the book proposal. I just mentioned that in passing. Frequently clicked his heels and pretended to be an SS officer. Arnold, in a telephone interview yesterday, said he didn't recall making any of the comments attributed to him or engaging in any of the behavior described by Mr. Butler. Let me tell you something. It's one of those things that if you come from that background, you get accused a lot of times of being a Nazi, said Mr. Schwarzenegger, who grew up in Austria and whose father just coincidentally happened to be a member of the Nazi Party. So you know, he continued, I despise anything that Hitler stands for, anything he's done, hated the Nazism, hated what was done during the Second World War. Mr. Schwarzenegger said he did consider Hitler to be a great public speaker, but someone who used his talent for something negative. In his book proposal, Mr. Butler addressed that point, quoting Mr. Schwarzenegger as saying, I admire him for being such a good public speaker and for what he did with it. Oh. Should I read that sentence again?
Could you?
since you're so negative about thinking this isn't going to have any impact.
It's not going to matter. No, it's not.
You're wrong.
All right.
I think Arnold's going down.
All right.
Arnold's going down. I think they're going to terminate him. Hasta la vista, Arnold.
Bet your money.
How much?
About 30, man. About 30, man.
Now, I don't want to overdo it because in your case, with your low pay,
$8.
Yeah, that would be enough.
All right.
Anyway, in addition to which, we may not know that we can keep that $8 hanging like my $13 from the lottery with Rimmer for months because what that article I had the other day said, we may not know the results of this election with all the absentee, 2.7 million absentee ballots for weeks. It could be like the Florida Chad thing all over, Desi all over again.
Wow.
In his book proposal, I'll read that sentence again. Mr. Butler addressed that point, quoting Mr. Schwarzenegger, saying, "I admire him for being such a good public speaker and for what he did with it." But early this morning, Mr. Butler called back, saying he had driven back to his New Hampshire home and found another transcript of the interview with a different wording. "I admire him for being such a good public speaker and for his way of getting to the people and so on, but I didn't admire him for what he did with it. It's very hard to say who I admire, who are my heroes." Mr. Butler said that his transcribers had had difficulty rendering Mr. Schwarzenegger's remarks because of his accent, and said the only way to resolve the discrepancy was to listen to the tapes which are in Mr. Schwarzenegger's possession. In an interview on Wednesday at his home on the Upper East Side of Manhattan, Mr. Butler stood by his recollection of a young Mr. Schwarzenegger playing Nazi marches and mimicking an SS officer, but he described it as a passing behavior of an immature young man who had quickly grown up and said the comments were the byproduct of the bodybuilding culture of the 70s. "It's the wackiest, zaniest, silliest, strangest world on the earth," Mr. Butler said.
Oh, who hasn't played Nazi?
Right. Who hasn't done a little bit of goose stepping in their time, right?
Right. Get the swagger stick and the boots
Nice
going.
one, Arnold. Arnold's the man. He's got all the qualifications, doesn't he?
No.
Oh, brother. Can you think of any qualification?
No.
I mean, even like...
No.
No. Is he literate?
No.
Is he articulate?
No.
Does he have like any policy?
No.
Has he ever been elected dog catcher?
No.
But he's going to be governor of California with its 35 million people and its fourth or fifth, depending on who you believe this week, largest economy in the entire world. Oh, I can't wait to get to the 11 o'clock hour on the Rush Limbaugh caught in drug ring story in the Enquirer. See, Scott hasn't been around in South Florida long enough to realize, because I used to poo-poo it also, the Enquirer.
Sure, all of us did.
All the tabloids. But the Enquirer has an impeccable record, whether it was the John Bonet story, whether it was the O.J. story, the Robert Blake story,
Right.
Not only of being accurate, but also of being like breaking the stories.
And having the balls to say the things that all the rest of them are afraid to.
Right, exactly. They don't give a crap whose toes they step on because they're in business to sell magazines, and they do it. Public rock suicide on hold. Judge puts injunction on rock shock group's concert suicide in St. Petersburg. A circuit court judge slapped an injunction yesterday on a shock rock band, banning it from holding an onstage suicide that its leader vows will occur during a webcast performance this weekend.
All right.
St. Petersburg leaders had asked Judge John C. Linderman for the injunction after the rock group Hell on Earth announced plans to have a terminally ill person commit suicide during a gig somewhere in St. Pete Saturday night, tomorrow, to raise awareness of right-to-die issues. Hell on Earth leader Billy Tortolo, who did not attend the hearing, had said earlier the band will defy a city ordinance passed Monday that makes it illegal to conduct a suicide for commercial or entertainment purposes. Oh, they passed the city ordinance that makes it illegal to conduct a suicide for commercial or entertainment purposes and to host, promote, and sell tickets for such an event. Tortolo told the AP that the suicide show will be played to a select few people in an undisclosed location in St. Petersburg and will be shown live on the band's website. He has declined to disclose any details about the terminally ill person. If the band violates the order to stop publicizing the concert, members could face contempt of court charges. How do you like that?
Whatever.
Well, I mean, it's like somebody that's terminally ill. It's like a, Dr.
Exactly.
What's his name, huh?
Kevorkian.
Dr. Death, right. At any rate, now let's see. Tracy and Kendall says, I have a possible selection for your poll. It's something like, I love Pharrell during the crossover, too specific. Yeah, it's too specific, Tracy. It's kind of an in-between choice for those like me that aren't sports holes who like Pharrell but can only handle him during the minutes of crossover with you. Well, you could always put he's okay, I listen, or he's whatever you want. But we aren't going to change the categories because this is our preliminary poll, right?
Right.
It's the prelims. 175 votes. Which of these statements best describes your take on Scott Farrell? He's great, 69. Did I make that number up?
No.
No. And by the way, Greg Reed, who's such a nervous Nelly, and all them Beasleys and Bob Vermouth, you ought to take a look at the result of this poll so far. Muff, if you weren't so busy in your butt doing clearance.
What?
I almost said it.
I know.
No, I did not.
I felt you. I felt you thinking it.
No. I did not come close to the F word, all right?
He thought it.
Because I need the job. 175 votes. Which best describes your take? He's great, 69. He's okay, I listen, 34. I don't listen, 26. Fingernails on a blackboard, 21. He blows, 13. Who the hell is Scott Farrell, 11? And he's way over the line, still just that same one. You know, during this poll, I just learned something. I just taught myself something that I never really thought about before. See, now, donkey and jackass are synonymous, right?
Right. Ass.
But I always wondered where that term came from. You jackass. And now I'm seeing that one vote. Now I know where it came from.
Greg.
He's way over the line. No, it didn't come from Greg. Although, speaking of jackass. So let's see. There you go, Tracy. Vote whatever you like. Oh, confidence in Bush is slipping. I watched the CBS Evening News last night. I squeezed it 3 times. I was so excited. I was even ready to squeeze Dan Rather on the earlobe. I was so thrilled. There was so much good news for those of us who are to the left of Attila the Hun last night. You got the Rush. First, he has to resign. They canned his ass on ESPN is the real story, according to Hank. And you got the Bush numbers are dropping like a rock. You had the Arnold thing with this Nazi past in this business. You had the Arnold and the groping and the doping and grabbing and squeezing. And then, of course, the lard-ass pill story, which is on the front page of the Enquirer, which I'm going to read the whole thing in this coming hour. Confidence in Bush slipping. With the election now 13 months away, President Bush finds his ratings near the low watermark of his presidency, reports CBS News Chief White House correspondent John Roberts. His overall job approval hovers just above 50%, almost back to where he was before 9/11, and way down from his stratospheric ratings of 89% following the attacks on America. White House officials say they expect the numbers to slide, but the dramatic drop has them troubled. The president's marks on foreign policy have hit new lows, 44% approval. Half of Americans, 50%, don't have confidence in his ability to handle international crisis, and a majority, 53%, now believes the war in Iraq wasn't worth it, a big change from the heady days after the swift defeat of Saddam. Have we found him yet?
No.
Osama?
No.
Amullah?
No.
Landing on the carrier, declaring the conflict over, this Romanesque sort of victory parade certainly did raise the stakes, says historian James T. Smith. And now those expectations are falling because people are seeing that the Iraq situation is not going according to plan. And foreign policy had been President Bush's strong point. 56% of Americans now lack confidence in the president's economic decision-making, a reversal from just 4 months ago when 54% said they were confident, a result of about 3 million jobs lost and sputtering economic growth. The jobs report this morning was up a little bit, but no big deal. But the market is, they're goosing it up. 22 months into the recovery, we still have fewer jobs than we had at the beginning of the recovery. This is a historical first. As a matter of fact, you know that this is the first president to have a loss of jobs during his presidency since, I'll give you one guess.
The Depression?
Well, there you go. Since
World War
Herbert
II?
Hoover. Right. And the mood of the nation is shifting. 56%, wait till you hear this stat. 56% say now the country is on the wrong track, a bad trend heading into an election year. Looking ahead to the election, President Bush has lost what was a commanding lead. Voters are now evenly split, 44-44 between Mr. Bush and an unnamed Democrat. In other words, no matter who it was. It could be like Mickey Mouse, it could be Eisner, it could be like Scott Farrell, and it's like a fitty-fitty.
Live and local. This is Sports Radio 560 QAM.
Why? I am not a Nazi.
Ladies and gentlemen, Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Arnold, before we get started, what is that smell?
That's my new cologne.
It smells like onion dip. What is it?
That's onion dip cologne.
That explains it, I guess.
That's right. Next question.
You know, there was all this speculation that you were...
Slower, please.
You know, there was all that speculation that you weren't going to run.
I know. I fooled the whole world.
What changed your mind?
What mind?
What changed your decision to run for governor?
Decisions are easy to make when you are informed.
What does that mean?
It's onion dip cologne.
No, I don't mean about the cologne. I mean, what did that statement mean?
Right. Next question.
What is
When I go to Sacramento, I will pump up Sacramento.
Well, how exactly are you going to do that?
I'm going to pump it up.
How?
By pumping.
But this is a government. This isn't a gym.
No, pumping.
Speaking of pumping, there have been some allegations that you have...
better be careful where you tread, small reporter man.
Well, there have been reports that you have strayed in your... You've strayed...
It's onion dip cologne.
It's very nice.
Thank you. I'm going to pump up Sacramento as the governor. I will be the best governor of California since Hubert Humphrey.
Hubert Humphrey was never the governor of California.
Exactly. It's onion dip cologne.
11:02 at 560 WQAM. Now, let's see. Here's the final tally, because we'll change the pool now. Once we get into something, we don't have time to dick around. Which of these statements best describes your take on Scott Farrell? 215 votes in about 40 minutes. Not too shabby. He's great, 83. Let's hear it.
Oh!
That's what I voted, and I'm sure George, too.
Right.
Or else. He's okay. I listen. He's,
Okay.
42. I don't listen, 31. Fingernails on a blackboard, 23. He blows, 17. Who the hell is Scott Farrell, 17? And now Greg did finally vote. He's way out over the line, 2. See, Greg finally voted.
I see it.
2 is all. 2 out of 215. Not too exciting. 0.9%. Here's the fact that says you gotta love Canada and most of the rest of the free world. What a concept. Parliamentary democracy, and it's built-in recall feature. I guess all the liberals moved to Canada. Vote of confidence politics would make things very interesting in the United States of fascism. And then it goes on about Wesley Clark and how he ought to be wearing the general suit like Noriega and Somoza if he gets elected, and yada, yada, yada. It says, please nominate Hank Goldberg in your poll for people and the work you hate.
Hey, stupid!
So he hates Hank and his work. So we got Hank on there, right?
Right.
Here's the main poll du jour. The other one was just a prelim, just a little thing on there. Take a look at it, Greg and Duff and Clarence, you idiots, and get off Farrell's ass, you morons, you idiots, you clueless assholes. We finally get a good lead in. We finally get our 10 to 2 slot back. We get things finally moving along real well. And the same old, oh, gee, well, it's like Eric used to do, well. And Eric, by the way, quit screwing around with a website. We got it going real good now. You just can't leave well enough alone, you fat slob. Leave it alone. Goofball. See, that, like with him, you know it's just a matter of time before he screws things up. Follow what I'm saying?
No,
like like Pecker's bad boy.
Who?
Someone you think is an asshole and hate their work, which is a twist on the one we did over yesterday. Someone you think is an asshole and you hate their work. Mo Howard David, Neil Rogers, Russell Crowe, Jerry Lewis, Mel Gibson, Hank Goldberg, and we'll certainly take nominations, but it'll be a while because we have a lot of fish to fry here.
I added 2.
Okay, who are they?
Robert Downey Jr.
Okay.
And Howard Stern.
And Howard Stern, there you go. Those are 2 good ones.
Which is what I voted for.
Okay. All right, let's, Rush Limbaugh caught in drug ring. It's in the October 14 National Enquirer front page story, and it even shows the Amoco station and the Denny's and wherever the hell it is where the drug deals allegedly went down. His drug supplier tells all. Cop probe nails radio host. He buys tens of thousands of pills from housekeeper is the big headline. Where the hell do I start? Well, let me start in the inset. It says, housekeeper says Limbaugh went through detox twice. To cure his addiction to painkillers, Rush Limbaugh twice underwent a rapid detoxification treatment, according to his former housekeeper and drug supplier, Wilma Klein. The treatment, referred to as ultra-rapid opiate detoxification or anesthesia-assisted rapid opiate detoxification, cleanses the body of drugs in only 24 hours and is offered at various clinics throughout the country. Ads for the treatment recommended for people who want anonymity. After a health evaluation, patients are given a light dose of a general anesthesia, one that allows them to be awakened at any time. While the patients sleep, medications are administered to stabilize blood pressure, regulate heartbeat, and reduce withdrawal symptoms. A drug that strips opiates from receptors in the nervous system is also administered. After the treatment, patients are supposedly no longer physically dependent on opiates, but they're advised to take naltrexone, a non-addictive opiate blocker, as part of their follow-up treatment. And also in his article, because I'll get to the main thing here, I want to have time to go through it. His own words, not that he's a hypocrite or anything like that, his own words, Rush blasts other drug users. Despite his own drug addiction, Rush Limbaugh shows little tolerance to drug users in his public statement, says the Enquirer. Here's Limbaugh on drugs in his own words, and it's got these quotes. Playboy interview, December 1993. By legalizing drugs, all you're going to do is define further deviancy downward. We have a duty to pass on values to our descendants, values that will maintain the standards of behavior and ensure the survivability of the American way of life. And drugs are no different. You end up destroying more than yourself. Rush Limbaugh Show, December 9th, 93. If then Surgeon General Jocelyn Elders wants to legalize drugs, send the people who want to do drugs to London and Zurich and let's be rid of them. December 9th, Rush Limbaugh Show, 93. The problem with legalizing drugs is it's just another abhorrent example of human behavior that we've suddenly decided, hey, we can't handle it. We've given up. We're going to let you destroy your life. We're going to make it easy, and then all of us who accept the responsibilities of life and don't destroy our lives on drugs will pay for whatever messes you get into. December 9th, 93 on the same show. I'm appalled at people who simply want to look at this abhorrent behavior and say, people are going to do drugs anyway, let's legalize it. It's a dumb idea, it's a rotten idea, and those who are for it are purely 100% selfish. And September 23rd, 2003, Ted Kennedy, whose liver is said to be shaped like a Chivas Regal bottle. How do you like that? Mm-hmm. Called the pot calling the kettle purple. So there are just a few of his own quotes, part of this hypocrisy, which is why it is a big story, and it's going to come up and slap him right in the old ass.
How come he ain't on the poll?
That's good. Rush Limbaugh, that's a good one. He'll get a lot of votes. He might give Mo a run for his money now, the way things are going. Because, I mean, Mo, all he's got is a bad hairpiece and checkered pants and a squeezing bag, but other than that, and smells bad.
Rush has a checkered past.
That's excellent. Mo's got a checkered pair of pants, and Rush has a freaking checkered past.
Live and local. We're Sports Radio 560 QAM.
But other than that, and smells bad.
Rush has a checkered past.
That's excellent. Mo's got a checkered pair of pants, and Rush has a freaking checkered past.
Live and local. We're Sports Radio 560 QAM.
This is Rush Limbaugh, servant of humanity, talk show host, hemorrhoid sufferer. Folks at over 300 pounds, I know the agony of this kind of dilemma. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm here to tell you there's help. With new Preparation Rush and my Rush to Excellence suppositories. Now you can end the pain and itching of hemorrhoidal tissue. Just look for my picture on the box of suppositories and the applicator tube. Rectum. Another fine product from OIB, the Obesity in Broadcasting Network.
12 minutes after 11 at 560 WQM. Mad Dog from Gaethje at the stadium at 2, and then we got the Marlins and the Cubs game 3 tonight. Marlins and the Giants, rather. Cubs and the Braves tonight. 48 quick votes on his second poll. Someone you think is an asshole and you hate their work. To boot. Howard Stern, 18. Mo Howard David at 15. Well, there's the battle. Rush Limbaugh just went on there, though, 5. He might be climbing up fast. The Humpers got 3. I got a pair. Robert Downey Jr.'s got a pair. Russell Crowe's got 2. Mel Gibson 1. No votes yet for Jerry Lewis, Phil Collins, and how about somebody says Steve Kane? And how about George Rodriguez?
Okay.
Yeah, let's get you on here, too, because this will be an outlet for those people. It'll save them from calling in and say, George sucks. You know, they hate you. This will be somewhere for them to vent. Okay, let's get back to this article, okay? Rush Limbaugh caught in drug ring. Popular conservative commentator Rush Limbaugh has been secretly battling addiction to narcotics, and he's embroiled in a high-priority drug investigation the Enquirer has learned exclusively. His former housekeeper has told prosecutors that she illegally supplied 52-year-old Limbaugh with thousands of painkillers costing hundreds of thousands of dollars over a period of more than 4 years. The host of America's most listened-to radio show is so heavily addicted he had to be detoxified twice, once coming perilously close to death, his drug dealer Wilma Klein told the Enquirer exclusively. The explosive revelations are the culmination of an extensive Enquirer investigation into the Law and Order Advocate's monumental abuse of addictive painkillers, now being probed by a team of local, state, and federal law enforcement agencies. There is an active, ongoing criminal investigation aimed at identifying dealers and buyers. Rush Limbaugh is one of those who's been under investigation, confirms an investigative source close to the drug probe unfolding in Palm Beach County. That investigation has already led to several arrests, including a pharmacist and his wife, and confiscation of tens of thousands of pills and nearly $1 million in cash. Wilma and her husband David told the Enquirer they approached authorities and turned over information on Limbaugh and others. They've both been granted immunity. The couple have also passed lie detector tests about supplying drugs to Rush, tests that were commissioned by the Enquirer. In a world-exclusive interview that'll rock the political and broadcasting worlds, Wilma told us she's given authorities emails from Rush, which there are copies of in here, by the way, we'll get to eventually. Wilma told us she's given authorities emails from Rush begging her to obtain drugs, a detailed ledger documenting his drug transactions, and other startling evidence. You got that? Other startling evidence? What's more, Enquirer reporters have listened to recordings of drug-related messages Rush left on her answering machine, which are also in investigators' hands, and they're considering, I should point out to you, the Enquirer putting the audio on the Internet.
All right.
Yeah. Wilma also told the Enquirer she witnessed Rush swallowing handfuls of pills and that he ordered massive quantities of the addictive painkiller hydrocodone, Lorcet, and then graduated to the highly dangerous OxyContin. Although I think he was an oxymoron before he started popping that. During one 4-month period alone, from July 19 to November 13, 2001, the king of conservatism got a staggering 11,900 pills from Wilma, according to shocking ledger entries. And by the middle of last year, shortly before Limbaugh was detoxed in New York, his order had skyrocketed to more than 30 OxyContin pills a day, the ledger notes.
About 30, man.
A day. There were times when I worried all these pills are enough to kill an elephant, never mind a man, Wilma 42 told the Enquirer. Limbaugh's America's #1 syndicated radio host with some 20 million listeners daily on 600 stations plus from coast to coast, and a strong family values proponent. Ironically, the tragedy of how this straight-laced conservative spiraled into a drug nightmare contains elements of sheer farce. Wilma told the Enquirer he kissed and groped her in desperate attempts to see if she was wired by the cops and made clumsy attempts to hide stashes from his no-nonsense wife Martha, even using his golf bag as a hiding spot. He referred to money as cabbage and to big drug scores as the mother lode. Wilma was hired as a $370 a week housekeeper at the Limbaugh's palatial $24 million mansion in Palm Beach, July 97. Nothing out of the ordinary happened until March 98 when her handyman husband, David 41, injured himself in a fall. I was in the laundry room one day and Rush walked by and asked me how David was doing, Wilma explained. He asked me casually, is he getting any pain medication? I said, yes. He's had surgery and the doctor gave him hydrocodone 750. To my astonishment, he said, can you spare a couple of them? She relayed the request to David, who was stunned but gave his wife 10 of his pills. I was impressed by who he was. I didn't want to be a jerk and tell him no, David told the Enquirer. Next day in the laundry room, Wilma says she handed Rush the pills. He wanted to know when David's next prescription was due, she said. At home that night, she and David discussed Limbaugh's demands. Finally, David agreed to give his wife's famous boss half of his 60-month of pill prescription as long as it lasted. What's half of 60?
About 30, man.
But apparently that wasn't Limbaugh's only drug supply, says Wilma. She says he was also receiving weekly FedEx packages filled with pills and bottles of liquid hydrocodone. When she went to throw out the empties from a cupboard beneath his bathroom sink, Wilma says, Rush cautioned her, double bag them so the missus won't see through the bag. The housekeeper was able to keep her 30-pill-a-month supply line open to Rush until early 99, when she had to tell him that her husband's doctor was not prescribing any more pills for him. That angered the talk show king, and Wilma got a scary phone call from him while clearing his guest house, she says. His tone was nasty and bullying. He said, I don't care how or what you do, but you'd better get me some more. Then he hung up. Get me some more. Like that. Crying that in tears, Wilma told a newly hired houseman what had happened, and he said he could supply her with the drugs she then sold to Rush, she says. Rush was working in his office in Palm Beach, and I called him and said, I've got somebody who can hook you up. He just said, okay, I want 100 hydrocodone 750. Wilma says Rush gave her $500 after she made the purchase, opening a new drug pipeline. Wilma and Rush had established a secret delivery system aimed at keeping his secret from wife Martha. He told me that when, as I'm turning the page here, and there's an ad for some plastic surgery in the middle, he told me that when I got some new pills came in, I was to hide them under the mattress on his side of their four-poster bed. He also told me he had a stash on his private airplane, and he even took the pills on the golf course with him. Sometimes Rush got sloppy with his stash, the housekeeper told the Enquirer. I watched as he pulled some from his burgundy leather briefcase, chucked a few in his mouth, and swigged them down, she said. And one day the chef told me he'd found pills scattered on the floor in Rush's office. Another time he told me he needed more pills because some had fallen out of his golf bag. Rush had been huge, near 300 pounds, but he started to lose a lot of weight.
Coincidence.
Wow. Yeah, just like the hearing loss. It's just a coincidence, right?
What?
Right? Can you hear me? Several months after she began supplying him, Wilma says she got a shock when he confided to her that he was leaving town to undergo a rapid detox technique at a New York hospital. When he returned, says Wilma, Rush announced he would no longer need drugs. It lasted for a month, then he told me his left ear was acting up and he was in pain. He said he needed pills again. I took him 150 hydrocodone. Then he asked me if I could get him OxyContin because the others were giving him an upset stomach. I got him 100, and a few days later he told me, I much prefer the Oxy. There was a big smile on his face. Meanwhile, Wilma was not getting along with Martha Limbaugh, whom she dubbed the Dragon Queen, so she quit her job in July of 2001. A concerned Rush asked her to continue her deliveries, and she agreed, Wilma told the Enquirer, but now she began keeping a handwritten ledger noting the pills, their quantities and cost, and the balance Limbaugh owed after making payments. During the first 47 days she kept the ledger, it shows she delivered 4,350 pills to Limbaugh. I was concerned at the amounts he was taking, she said. He once told me, they're not just for me, you know, but I didn't believe he was giving them to anybody else. Deliveries were just a few days apart, and as the quantities increased, so did his paranoia, says Wilma. He asked me, are you being followed? He insisted I change vehicles, so if police were watching the building, they wouldn't see the same car keep coming. Then one day in 2002, when I was in his office making a delivery, he suddenly grabbed me and kissed me quite passionately on the lips. As he hugged me, he was feeling my body. It suddenly dawned on me he was patting me down, groping me to see if I was wearing a wire. Another time he grabbed my blouse on my chest and pulled it outwards like he was thinking he might hook his fingers around a wire. Then one day he asked me right out, are you wearing a wire? I told him he was crazy. She made most deliveries to Limbaugh's office, but they also met regularly in a Denny's restaurant parking lot in West Palm Beach or at an Amico station next to a biker's bar. He picked Denny's because it was on the way to his golf club, said Wilma. He'd given me some of his empty Cuban cigar boxes. Typically, when we met that way, he'd lower the window of his Mercedes. I'd hand my cigar box full of pills. He'd take it and hand me his cigar box full of money. It could be as much as $8,000.
Embargo
Here's
violator.
The cabbage. What?
Embargo violator.
Here's the cabbage, he'd say, then he'd drive off. As the summer of 2002 approached, Rush decided to take another stab at beating his addiction. On June 11, 2002, Wilma said she told prosecutors, Limbaugh said he was going to New York for a detox for a second time. He looked thin. He'd lost an awful lot of weight, she said. Then he didn't contact me after he came home, and I got worried, she said. I went to talk to him, and he cried a little bit, she told the Enquirer. He told me that if ever got out, he'd be ruined. Then he told me, everything is going to be okay. I'm going to take care of you. Soon afterward, a Palm Beach attorney turned up on her doorstep at home, she said. She said the lawyer asked how much Rush owed her, and she replied $80,000. He told me Rush had a real bad time during the second detox. He almost died, he told me. The attorney called later and arranged to meet me in a parking lot by a gas station. He told me Rush had rounded the balance he owed to $100,000. He gave me the check and got me to sign a promissory note. He explained that the money was a loan, but I wasn't to worry. I'd never have to make payments. He never even gave me a copy of the agreement after I signed it. 4 months later, November 2002, Wilma says she got a call to go to the attorney's office in Palm Beach. He showed me another check for $100,000 made out to David and me and written on his account. Wilma says he told her never to give Rush any more pills and asked her for her to hand over her computer, which might retain a record of Rush's emails. But instead of giving him my computer, I later took the hard drive from another computer and smashed it in front of him. Shortly afterward, Wilma and her husband David, who had made about 10 pill deliveries to Rush while his wife was out of town, became nervous and contacted Miami attorney Edward Shohat with their story. Shohat contacted the Palm Beach County State Attorney's Office, and they all met with Assistant State Attorney James Martz, who specializes in drug investigations. Martz is heading the major multi-agency task force, which has already seized hydrocodone tablets with a street value of $470,000 and tracked the illegal flow of more than another $1 million in tablets. The ongoing investigation has also resulted in the arrest of Louis Bashara, a pharmacist whose license was suspended following conviction for practicing medicine without a license. He and his wife Gloria have been charged with involvement in narcotics trafficking. More arrests and confiscations are expected soon, divulged the investigative source. To make sure it wouldn't become a case of a word against the powerful broadcasters, Wilma told the Enquirer she secretly taped the media titan during 2 of her last drug deliveries. Although her lawyer won't let her reveal the contents of those recordings, she did disclose that you can clearly hear the conversation. The prosecutors now have those 2 tapes. Assistant State Attorney Martz told the Enquirer that as a matter of policy, he would not confirm or deny what the sources quoted in the article told the Enquirer. This policy has been adopted for the protection and security of confidential sources and undercover operatives, as well as maintaining the highest level of integrity in the investigation process, he said. And that's the main body of the story. Then we got Rush Limbaugh's emails from the edge. We got that. We got Rush's drugs produce euphoria and addiction. We got the story about misuse of pain drug linked to hearing loss. All of these things.
Live and local. This is Sports Radio 560. QAM.
Yes.
Blinded by the ride, bamboozled by douchebags and makes him alright. Blinded by the ride, I felt like
like a douchebag, 'cause I knew they weren't right. I know you may not understand what I did or who I am. Most of you don't read any books. So let me introduce myself. I was a well-respected, hard-right man and trusted by high-level schnooks. I used to have a powerful Republican position, high up on a moral ground. The holy Christians were insistent that I discredit Clinton with any means that could be found. Since then I had a nervous breakdown, 'cause I was blinded by the right. Oh! Bamboozled by douchebags, the moral tasting right. Blinded by the right. I felt like a douchebag, 'cause I knew they weren't right. I had admission to the party thrown by moralistic Christians, and crawling there naked on the rug was anorexic pundit sister and culture-raising blisters, giving power balls a tug. My job was to alter news to a right-wing point of view. Feeble minds are easy to sway. And now the hatred that I spewed about minorities and banker Jews make me want to puke today. I couldn't even say I was gay, 'cause I was blinded by the right.
Yes.
Bamboozled by douchebags, the pasty moral right. Blinded by the right.
Are you sure?
There was Aunt Closter, she was naked on all fours with two guys taking her doggy style.
I hear it was Ann and Miss Fudge that were doing the old ass to ass. It's 11:30 at 560 WQM. So let me ask you this.
Yeah.
Who do you think has jumped into the lead? I'll give you one guess. The Lardaster has moved past her like they were all standing still. 117 votes. Rush.
Right up
Someone
the
you think is an asshole and you hate their work. Pretty obvious. Rush Limbaugh, 39. Can we put them on there late to give everybody else a handicap? And the two Howards are fighting it out for second. Mo Howard David at 24. Howard Sperm, 23. The two Howies. Then it's way down to Hank with 7. Russell Crowe, 6. I got 4, but you tied me instantly. Robert Downey Jr., 4. Jorge Rodriguez, 4. Phil Collins, 3. Only 1 for Jerry Lewis, Steve Kane, and Mel Gibson. It just dawned on me. I was just thinking during the break for about 10 seconds. That old cocker that called, Steve Kane says you got AIDS. About once every 5 years, that old codger calls and says the same thing.
Oh, more often than that.
Once every 2 years.
Yeah.
And the bad part of it is he's still alive. Bill, who's become really chronic, but a good faxer, said, I don't know if this is the Bill that hates you or not. It doesn't make any difference. Ted Kennedy's liver may be shaped like a Chivas Regal bottle, but Rush Limbaugh's body is shaped like a round blue pill. Hypocritical, fat-ass Nazi bastard, says Bill.
Absolutely correct, sir.
Good point, Bill. Stuttering Gila Homestead wants to know, can he buy the keychains online? And the answer is,
Absolutely.
Boy, it's a good day.
It was a great day. I told you. He also says, I think Greg Reed should be on the list. What an asshole. He hires jockeys and then censors them. I didn't know he was like working at Calder. Hires talk hosts, I think is what I mean, then censors them. Scott, you gotta get Greg Reed on there, okay? Put him on there. Let's give him a little chance for a little glory hole. And Mitch in wherever Mitch is in Boynton Beach. It's a good point, Mitch. I apologize. Says you forgot to play the Requiem for a Dream while you talked about Rush. Sorry about that. You're right. You're absolutely correct, sir, but I'll see if I can't Menendez my way. Ooh, George just passed me on the asshole list.
You're a piker.
A kite? There he goes again with that Jew stuff. Erev Yom Kippur, no less. See how insensitive he is?
Hoist.
Rush Limbaugh's emails from the Edge in the same October 14 National Enquirer. See, you know, I'm really surprised. I guess Scott's been under duress so much with all those browbeatings from Duff and Clarence and Greg that he hasn't had time to take a puke at the reality of this. But this isn't just somebody's word against somebody else's. Like I just got through reading the last part there. She covered her ass by taping some of the conversations, and here are the emails printed right out. So they got him blue-handed. Remember that did blue hands? We'll have to play that. Mm-hmm. Rush Limbaugh's emails from the Edge. Desperate for drugs, he constantly emailed his former housekeeper for more and more OxyContin. And there's a picture of Wilma right there. Says Rush's emails reveal just how addicted he was. Rush Limbaugh displayed a drug addict's panic and desperation as he used his computer to order thousands upon thousands of pain pills from his former housekeeper, Wilma Klein, the Enquirer says. He peppered Wilma with constant email messages of concern. He arranged clandestine drug pickups expressing fear he'd be recognized. He wrote about his joy when large amounts of pills were available, what he called the mother load. Remember a network when Diana says, I think we struck the mother load. Remember that?
Sure do.
They're shouting in Atlanta. Anyway. And he begged for further deliveries when he accidentally spilled pills down his sink or dropped them while playing golf. He even told Wilma she could email him about drug supplies when he was on the air. At least the humper, he only gets calls from this bookie when he's on the air, okay? But he was getting emails while he was on the air to make sure that the pills kept popping. In one chilling email on May 28, 2002, Rush wanted 100 little blues, jargon for a certain size of the powerful and highly addictive painkiller pill OxyContin, a.k.a. hillbilly heroin. Incredibly, he revealed in the message the extent of his massive consumption of the powerful drug, more than 30 pills a day.
About 30, man.
And he confirmed that he needed more and more OxyContin to get the same effect. He sent that email on a day when he was 2 weeks from a detox treatment. 100 equals 2.5 to 3 days of little blues, Rush wrote to Wilma. You know how this stuff works. The more you get used to it, the more it takes. I bet you Sarah could agree with that. Ever see him together with Sarah Goldfarb?
No.
Same person. But remember, this is only for just a little over 2 more weeks. I kind of want you to go out with a bang, if you get my drift. Hi, I want another 500, Rush messaged Wilma, November 8, 2001. If not, a few less will be okay. I'm leaving town for a while is the reason. Rush got panicky he'd run out of drugs when Wilma was away. On November 21st, 2001, Wilma was headed out of town and had to report that her drug contact had failed to show. All she had on hand were 50 pills. Damn, Rush wrote back, begging her to delay her trip. The emails show he had a particular liking for OxyContin, a.k.a. hillbilly heroin. Rush told Wilma in one email to keep a sharp eye out for the small blue babies, OxyContin. He was gleeful when Wilma told him on January 3rd, 2002, that she had 1,000 big ones, Lorset, big blues, Lorset, 1,000 big blues. Holy moly, Rush replied. Okay, give me some idea of your availability today/tonight. Holy moly! Holy Schmidt, rat man! On February 16, 2002, Rush emailed Wilma to tell her, let me know when you get some more small blues. I just had an accident at the sink and lost some. Hey, I got some, Wilma wrote back. Great! What time can David, Wilma's husband, meet me in the morning? Rush liked to refer to a large delivery of pills as a mother load. What a mother. On April 1st, 2002, he emailed he was chomping at the bit at the prospect of a big delivery. And do you really mean mother load, as in a lot? When Wilma's husband, David, replied, I'm not sure what the load is going to be, David got chastised by Rush for that reply. Please don't say motherload to me unless you know for certain it's going to be. And here on the same page 37 of the October 14 Enquirer, here are actual photos of the emails themselves.
Oh my God.
Rush's drugs produce euphoria and addiction by Reginald Fitz in an inset in the same article. The prescription pain pills that took over Limbaugh's life, Lorset, hydrocodone, and OxyContin. I keep saying that, it's hydrocodone, I'm sorry, are all opium derivatives that function in the body much like morphine. They're very effective at alleviating pain, but can also produce euphoria and decrease alertness. Long-term use can produce physical dependence and addiction. Once this occurs, slowing or stopping drug use causes unpleasant withdrawal symptoms, including restlessness, body pain, insomnia, diarrhea, and vomiting. While the drug intake Limbaugh cites in emails, 30 or more pills a day, may seem ridiculously large, a medical expert contacted by the Enquirer says these amounts are not unheard of by any means. Seasoned addicts who have been abusing painkillers for years can develop a huge tolerance and take extreme amounts of these drugs without overdosing, said Dr. James Corcoris, an addiction specialist in Boca, who's not treated Rush Limbaugh. Some of these people require vast numbers of pills every day just to function, amounts that would easily kill a normal person. I've seen cases in which addicts have required over 100 hydrocodone and OxyContin pills every day.
Jesus.
Over 100. How do you like them apples, huh? Maybe he was hiding them in, like, his apples.
And oranges.
Because he sure is rotten to the core, I'll tell you that. So if you don't believe me, or if you just want to see it for yourself, go out and buy it. Go to your Publix, go to your Winn-Dixie, go to your, local newsstand if you can find one. And get today's October 14 National Enquirer with his big puss on the cover, although not nearly so fat as it used to be, and now we know why. And after the break, then I mean, this story isn't specifically about any of the drugs he's accused of taking, but it's about Vicodin. And about the fact that lots of these painkillers, overuse of them causes hearing loss and even deafness in some cases. You see the way this is fitting all together?
Like a
weight loss, hearing loss. Don't take Gay Edgar Hoover to figure this one out, boys and girls, I'll tell you that. 21 till noon at 560 QAM.
Live and local. This is Sports Radio 560 QAM.
Faster, who's really showing his age, it doesn't have to pay more than minimum wage, and he can ya? If you don't work like a slave, Dick Clark's a douchebag. Douchebag. He got indicted back in 1590 for payola, but Congress let him fly because they decided that he's delightfully white. Dick Clark's a douchebag. Douchebag. Owns a chain of crappy chic retro restaurants. Douchebag. Douchebag. Pays coolie wages to employees that he's got. Dick Clark's a douchebag. Douchebag. Icon of pop, so white and American. Douchebag. Douchebag. With all the dope he's got, he drives around in a Dodge Caravan. Douchebag. Dick got the gig to replace Bob Ford, who banged a kid in the back of his Ford. That's all he did. And Bandstand was born. Dick Clark's a douchebag. Douchebag. He seemed delighted when anybody would win the cash and prizes on the pyramid. He never minded because it wasn't his. Dick Clark's a douchebag. Douchebag. I never realized what a big piece of crap he is after all the years I've been watching him. Dick Clark's a cranky old bummer and recalcitrant douchebag. Douchebag.
16 till noon at 560 WQAM. Here's a fax from Todd in Hollywood who says, I wish I could vote for CBS. I hate them and their work. PAC's also too much God crap. What does he expect from the PAC's people, the God Squad? He says, pill addicts don't surprise me. I had a few stitches in my hand last year. My doctor gave me 20 hydrocodones, and they're great. They're great.
All right.
So is Vicodin. When I moved here in 1970, you could buy Quaaludes and Valium anywhere for $1 a piece. So F Rush's Rush and F the drug companies. Love your show. Just Todd in Hollywood. Also, Win, one of our regular faxers, he's just joking about anywhere good to eat in Vegas. That's just a joke, isn't it, George? Yes.
Yes.
I'm thinking of going to Vegas in a few weeks. I've never been there. Being a schlepper, I can't afford to pay too much for a hotel room. I found some very good rates at Circus and the Stratosphere Tower. You know about these hotels. Stratosphere is way the hell up there. It's not on the Strip. It's way at the north end. You don't want to stay there. And the Circus, all the punky kids there, and it's a pain in the ass. But it's okay to stay there. Just don't gamble there and get the hell out of there. See, in Vegas, it doesn't really make all that much difference where you stay.
Right.
Right?
And a bed would be good.
A bed would be good. A room with a bed in it, a shower, a sink that works. That's about it. And then just run the hell out of there.
You won't want to be sleeping.
What?
You won't want to be sleeping.
That's right. So there you go. There's my best advice to Win. Have a great time. Someone you think is an asshole and you hate their work. That's today's poll. It's a twist on the one we did yesterday. 187 votes. Oh, there's somebody.
Free nations don't develop weapons of mass destruction.
Huh?
There will be a free and peaceful Iraq. What's taking place in Iraq is...
Yeah, he said a minute ago he's between Iraq and a hard place is what the Bushmeister said. 187 votes, and Russia's got 77. It came from nowhere, from oblivion, 41.1%. Mo Howard David at 31. Howard Stern, 26. Hank Goldberg, 11. George Rodriguez, 9. You're moving up fast, George.
I've been stuck at 9 for an hour.
They can't stand you or your work. Russell Crowe, 6. Steve Kane, 6. Yours truly, 6. Robert Downey Jr., 5. Jerry Lewis, 4. Come on, let's see some O. Phil Collins 3, Mel Gibson 2, and 1 for Gregory. Let's hear it.
Oh!
Probably Screw Ann voted. Now, since Todd in Hollywood just told us about his Vicodin. Oh.
Yeah.
This is from the LA Times, September 10th, 2001. So the story is 2 years old. Misuse of pain drug linked to hearing loss. A powerful and potentially addictive painkiller used by millions of Americans is causing rapid hearing loss, even deafness, in some patients who are misusing the drug, according to hearing researchers in LA and elsewhere. So far, at least 48 patients have been identified by doctors at the House Ear Institute in Los Angeles and several other medical centers who treated patients with sudden hearing loss. The hearing problems appear to be limited to people who abuse Vicodin and other chemically comparable prescription drugs by taking exceptionally high dosages for several months or more, doctors said. Vicodin, one of the most commonly prescribed painkillers, is frequently used improperly. It goes on to say, because of the fact that it just singles Vicodin out, it doesn't mention any of the others by name, but it says Vicodin is a synthetic opiate that's a chemical cousin of heroin and morphine. Doesn't that sound an awful lot like what we're reading about OxyContin?
Yep.
Hillbilly heroin? Has long been known to doctors as a potentially addictive medication. As soon as Vicodin hit the market, there was a steady stream of addicts, said Dr. Drew Pinsky, medical director for the chemical dependency program at Los Encinas Hospital in Pasadena. It's such a huge problem already, I don't know how much bigger it could be. Researchers at the House Institute were among the first to connect Vicodin use with sudden hearing loss. They've now identified 29 people who heavily abused the painkiller and who subsequently suffered a sudden hearing loss. 16 of those were diagnosed in the last 2 years. UCLA scientists say they've seen an additional 14 patients with opiate-induced hearing loss, mostly from overuse of Vicodin, and other experts around the country report seeing at least 5 more of these cases. How do you like that?
Yeah. And you were just talking about Opiate Anthony.
Opiate and Anthony, right. Exceptionally high doses for several months or more. Hearing loss, and of course that weight loss. And of course it's all documented right here. And meanwhile Bush comes out and says, oh, he stands behind Rush. Rush is a great American, yada yada. Birds of a feather, man.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
The stories they could swap.
Tell long tales together.
The prescriptions they could share.
Right. As a matter of fact, I think he said he didn't say they saw eye to eye. I think it was like nose to nose. Something like that. 5670560, pound 560 on the AT&T and Verizon wireless line. Maybe we piqued your interest slightly there with a little bit of that reading. Nice job on the reading, too, today, I noticed. Pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
If I say so myself. Well, that's because once in a while I fumble and bubble. How about Bill Gates, it says? Somebody you think is an asshole and hate their work?
Yeah.
Yeah?
I agree with that.
Well, you just hate Bill Gates, okay?
Yeah.
So, no, okay, put him on there. Give Rush some competition beside the two Howards. Rush is like off. He's in a league of his own now with 88 and pulling away. Like all the others are laying down. Like they're on doggy downers. Here's a call from Miami. Hello.
Hello, Neil.
Yes, sir.
Isn't it a coincidence that the president backs up Rush when Jeff's daughter Noelle got busted for all that OxyContin, huh?
Uh-huh.
Remember that?
Runs in the family. Do I remember it? Just like yesterday.
Exactly. Now, the Hurricanes and the Marlins, aren't we blessed to live in this town, Neil? Aren't we blessed?
Oh, well said, amigo. Well said. Oh, I didn't even see what the score was last night. About 100-0. What was the score? Scott.
What's that? I'm abusing that oxycodone. I'm sorry.
If you want to see the face behind that voice, the grotesque, and you're right, he does look like a Martian. I'd forgotten. Look on our website, man, for a real hoot. I was saying, what was the score of the Hurricane game last night? But I guess I can just go on the Sun Sentinel website here and take a puke at it, since you don't seem to have any clue. Oh, look at that! 22-20. It says, Sputtering Canes survive a scare against the Mountaineers, 22-20, right there in the freaking Orange Bowl. How do you like that, huh? I bet a lot of people are going to the bowl after that, and they certainly didn't cover. Right?
Right.
Whatever the spread was, it sure as hell had to be a lot more than 2 points against a girls' school like West Virginia. So they didn't cover the spread. Wow. Damn good thing the humper is off today, you know what? And Eddie K, well, he's not on until after the Cub Braves game, real late. So we'll have a chance to pop a few and calm down a little bit. 5670560, pound 560 on the AT&T. See, all of that business, remember when he was losing his hearing? We all remember that.
Yeah.
And the country was, oh, poor Rush, he can't do his show right, and he can't hear the calls, and he's losing his hearing, and isn't this sad? And we all had to feel so sorry for him and all this other crap. In the meantime, it was self-induced. He's a junkie. Right, he's a freaking junkie. And we had all those quotes in there pontificating about drugs and the people who do them and Ted Kennedy's liver because he's got a little bit of a booze problem. Oh, man. Just like the Catholic Church, man, all over again. Same thing. Exactly the same thing. Finger pointing, all you faggots out there, and all you this and all you that, and yada, yada, yada. In the meantime, they got the biggest house of perversion in the history of mankind, the Catholic Church. It's a freaking gay club. It's a pedophile playground.
It's paradise.
Yeah, it's a pedophile paradise. Is it?
Absolutely.
You bet. And the same thing here, man. What have I always told you all through the years? These right-wing assholes, every single one of them, if you open up the closet door, there's enough skeletons in there to fill up a goddamn cemetery, forest lawn. God almighty. Yeah, his credibility is shot. You know, down the tubes. Of course, his sycophants out there, the ditto heads, oh, poor Rush, what can we do? You know, it's like that fallen, the born-again Christians, you know. The sinner. Oh, Jimmy Swagger, we have to pray for the sinner. And the one who's fallen and then come back, you know. Those are the ones that we really get all enthused about them. Yeah.
Prodigal perv.
After they take that big fall. Now we have to bring them back to the fold again, bring them back to Jesus.
There we go with folds again.
Here's Oakland Park. Hello.
Neil. Sean,
Yes, sir.
I recorded Smallville and Angel. You got a copy of Smallville?
No, I do not.
Oh. Somebody said you got it. The guy that took the call said you got a copy of Smallville.
Well, I'll have one somewhere.
Okay, well, if you wanted to borrow it.
Okay, thanks, pal.
Yeah, but listen, I just wanted to say something about Rush. I think we should boycott anything that Rush promotes, or is he a spokesman for anything?
I don't know. I don't listen to his show, so I have no idea.
Well, in just the same
He's
way
a spokesman, I think, for OxyContin.
In just the same way that they boycotted the Dixie Chicks, these pseudo-Christians, pseudo-patriots,
Mm-hmm.
you know, the way they turned patriotism.
I think the best thing everybody can do is turn off his show, because now he's proven to be a hypocrite and a liar, so why the hell would anybody listen to a hypocrite and a liar?
They're hardcore. They're brainwashed. They'll never turn it off. But, you know, I think just the same way that they turned patriotism into McCarthyism with the Dixie Chicks, I think we should find out whatever, you know, he promotes and boycott that. Like, you know, I don't drink Lipton or Pepsi anymore, you know, because they gave into that.
Oh, I do like Diet Pepsi. Mm-hmm.
Well, I used to drink it all the time. I used to.
And I like Lipton Diet Iced Tea.
I can't drink it anymore.
Love it. Drink it by the gallon. Thanks a lot, Pally. Have a great weekend.
See you.
Okay. 5670560. Oh, it's getting dark now. It's going to rain here this afternoon. Although it is going to be all the way up to 59 degrees Fahrenheit. I mentioned that in passing. Liberals swept the Ontario election yesterday.
Oh!
I mean, amazing.
Oh!
72 seats. There's only 103 in the Ontario Parliament. And they got 72 of them, the Conservatives 24 and the NDP 7. I mean, they came from a 20-seat deficit as before yesterday's election and just went it out. They swept them out.
Oh!
Didn't even need my phony vote. Someone you think is an asshole and hate their work is, and so far we have 235 votes faster than you can say Rush is a douchebag. Rush Limbaugh 101, Mo Howard did. See, again! I'm sorry, Mo. I thought we had a poll that he could win today. He was bellyaching about that this morning. I apologize. You accept it?
Absolutely.
Thank you. Rush Limbaugh is just hands down your pants pulling away. He's got 103 now. Mo 36, Howard Stern 33. There's the battle, second place. Hank Goldberg 15 and George Rodriguez 14. You're right on Hank's ass.
Oh, man.
George is on Hank's butt. Just stay still for a minute.
Funny.
Neil Rogers 8, Russell Crowe 7, Steve Kane 6, Robert Downey Jr. 5, Mel Gibson 5, Jerry Lewis 4, Phil Collins 3, and only one vote for Greg Reed and Bill Gates. Although I will say this, at least Bill worked for his money, and Greg, of course, married into money. But then again, that's another story for another day, isn't it?
Yeah, it's supposed to be not true, too.
What's that? About the milk carton story?
The marrying for money.
Who told you that? Oh, I didn't say I never said that. I didn't say he married for money. I said he married into it.
Money.
I didn't say he married for money. True. What?
Not true.
What are you talking about?
That's what he said.
Well, her father invented a milk carton or something like that. The old plastic or what do they make? The cardboard milk carton.
Okay.
So he had a few bucks somewhere. Like, well, who the hell knows? When you're dealing with a prevaricator like him, who the hell knows what day of the week it is?
Live and local.
I check my watch.
This is 560. The radio's all yours now. QAM.
Hey, I'm watching Leon Harris say goodbye on CNN. I don't have time for you. What the hell just happened there?
With what? There was a rejoin.
There was?
Sure.
Well, I wasn't paying any attention because Leon Harris is leaving CNN after 20 years and they're giving him a big ovation.
Ed Lavandera and the Dallas Gazette,
And his family is there and he's crying. And the most memorable thing he ever did, though, on CNN was that he was talking about Kirby Puckett.
Yeah.
Remember?
No.
We got some more good additions for our poll, but we better get back to the format.
Now look, it's the 12 to 1 hour. Yeah, at least for today.
Bye-bye, Leon. He's a pretty good, dark news reader. On a certainly not news network.
Close your eyes, take a sniff. Do you smell something you like?
No.
'Cause tonight they're smelling right. I'm gonna flatulate.
Alright.
All through the night. Pour the wine, cut the cheese. I can rip one on command. I'll emit odors so grand. All of those smelly things coming out of my head. I'll break wind for you if you want me to. Hold your nose real tight. I can do it all night. I'll break wind for you if you want me to. And I'll let my guests know if you want me to. I'll break wind for you if you want me to. Hold your nose real tight. I can do it all night. I'll break wind for you if you want me to. And I'll let my guests know.
See, now it gets a little carried away, Leon, about what this place stood for. Maybe it stood for a long time ago when they had real journalists on there. It was like a really news network. Yeah, CNN. But, it's one of those emotional things, and it's a dog and pony show. Whole bunch more names for our poll today. Somebody you think is an asshole and hate their work also. How could we leave off George W. Bush? Did we leave him off?
Apparently.
What?
Apparently.
Pat Robertson. This whole list deserves to be on there. Todd Schmidt, Jerry Springer, Mickey Rourke.
Hey, Eric, I'm just faxing this to you. It's too much to type.
Mickey Rourke.
Why didn't he arrest him for saying, Mickey, my d***, you motherfucker? I said, come over here, you sucker, I'll knock you out. That's what I said.
Sly Stallone.
Absolutely.
Van Diesel. Jean-Claude Van Damme. Dick Vitale and Steven Seagal. There are a few misspellings on here. Vitale needs an E, and Steven Seagal needs no I, and Mickey Rourke needs a U. But there you go. Yeah, just fax him that whole bunch there. Some good stuff on there. Rush at the moment, though, and when we put GW on there, he might give Rush a run for his money. What do you think? Huh?
I think so.
Yes.
I think he might give him a little contest there. Okay, let's take one from Miami. Hello.
Neil.
Yes, sir.
How you doing? Hey,
Okay.
With the Rush Limbaugh situation, not the pills, but what he said about Donovan McNabb, and I'm not trying to defend Rush because I think he's an asshole.
Yeah.
But there is a double standard. I mean, if it was a
Sir,
black
we've been
guy
through that. We've been through that a million times already. It's boring. We know that. 5670560. That's just a chronic. As soon as he says Neil, I know it's him. Just chronic. You know what I mean?
Neil.
Yeah. Has that same kind of high pitched, like somebody squeezing his nuts with a vice. 5670560, pound 560 on the AT&T and Verizon wireless line. Here's a call from West Palm Beach. Hello. West Palm Beach.
Yeah, are you there?
Yes, sir. I'm right here.
Okay, listen, how come Rush Limbaugh, when they had that information last year, the police didn't bother to check it out? Are they doing selective law enforcement?
Yeah, probably.
Now, as far as Mr. Lowblow, when the president, Mr. Ambusher, gave him a
Hey, listen,
salute.
have a great life, pal. What's left of it. 5670560, pound 560. We will not stop putting these old cockers on there. I will not talk to them, okay? I can't deal with it. Anybody that's older than death, if you're like death plus anything, fill in the blank. Death plus...
About 30, man.
That's just too old to me, 130. I can't deal with it. Boy. He must have been auditioning for a show, you think? Here's Fort Pierce. Hello.
Neil?
Yes, sir.
You are the king of all radio land, truly.
Yes.
Anyway, I would like to vote in the interest of fair play for Sammy Soso.
Sammy Sosa?
Yes.
Why do you think he's an asshole?
Because I don't care what he says. When he stood up there, he said, well, I take it like a man, I admit it. How was he not going to admit it? The bat was sitting there in front of everybody. That's what PO'd me, anyway.
Yeah.
I'd love to tell you about one movie, too, and if you ever seen it, get your opinion.
Go ahead.
It's called Thick as Thieves.
Thick as what?
Thick as Thieves with Alec Baldwin.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen it?
No, I have not.
You should run out and rent it immediately. It's fantastic. It's a great movie.
Is it a recent movie?
It came out in 1999. Well, never did anything at the box office, I guess. I happened to catch it on HBO one night. I bought the DVD. I've seen it like 4 times. It's like a thief gangster movie with a revenge deal going on.
Okay.
Okay? Thank you very
Okay,
much.
I got it. Thanks a lot, pal. Well, there's Arnold.
He says he will stay focused. He will keep fighting.
He denies he ever admired Hitler. He said all he ever said was...
You might mention my name to Vice Marshal Goering.
That's all he ever said. And there he is, and they're just all fawning all over him and shaking. Arnold, you're going to be next governor of California. It just, you watch it, and you, like, pinch yourself, and you say, can this really, really possibly... And this quote they're showing on here on CNN is not accurate. They show that line from the New York Times, but they're not showing the one that followed it, where the guy went back and said, well, that wasn't the correct quote. They're taking that out of context. That's not the line.
What's my line?
John Charles Daly. And now here's, who the hell was on that show? Not Peggy Cass. Who was it? Oh, Arlene Francis. I don't want to get Bennett Cerf. She was once married to Bennett Cerf, as a matter of fact, when he was alive, I think. No, she wasn't married to Bennett Cerf. She was married to the other guy who was on there with a big nose and a big head. Phil O'Brien would know.
He'll probably call.
I hope not. 5670560. Oh, there's Arnold.
Never happens again.
Yeah, never happens again that we have like a moron governor of California. We already had one. In fact, we had 2. We had Jerry Brown. We had the Moon Man, Jerry Brown, that lady. And we had Ronald, but he forgets the experience. He's trying to forget it. I think it's working real well. And now we got Arnold. There's Gray Davis.
Did say that Schwarzenegger's comments were, quote, particularly offensive, but he is saying it's up to the voters to decide.
Oh, yeah, he's like, I got nothing to say about anything. Okay, you decide, and we'll let all of this crap, we'll throw it out there and see if it sticks, you know. I say California should just operate without a governor. Can't be any worse. It's a nightmare. Not like a good organized place like Florida. Here's Aventura. Hello.
Hello?
Yes, sir.
Neil, my vote is for the guy you missed. I'm very surprised, Wayne Heisinger.
Oh, Wayne Heisinger's good.
I don't know why he wasn't number 1 on your list.
Oh, he's not in the same class with Bush and with Rush.
Oh, he's close, though. Look what he did to the Marlins.
Yeah.
And look what he
what he did with that arena that he conned us into building for him, and then he bailed out.
That's right. I have to run, but I love your show.
Thanks, pal. Good choice. Baldy, Wayne Heisinger, let's get him on here, okay? Let's not let old Wayne off the hook, even for old time's sake, okay?
Wayne Heisinger.
You're a real asshole, Wayne, and with a really bad complexion, too. It goes to show you, no matter how much money you got, if you look like that, not much you can do about it. Of course, he probably don't care. Let's see. Oh, Rosie O'Donnell. Rosie O'Donnell, it says. That's what it says. What do you think?
Of course.
Well, sure, she's an asshole. We know that. And they despise. All they got to do is see her, and they get, physically ill. She's magnificent. This list is going to build. I can smell it. Can you smell it? Oh, that's just Rosie. Or maybe that's Screw Anna's in the building. Boy. I wonder if she's got that Ann Coulter gonorrhea thing. You think? That pastrami, that hanging pastrami thing?
2 L's and O'Donnell?
Yes.
Yes.
Here's a call from Miami. Buenos dias.
Hey, Neil.
Yes, sir.
What's happening? Listen, I got one for your poll. How about John Henry?
John Henry. Real little asshole.
Yeah, hey, listen, you know what?
By the way, it's nice to see the Red Sox taking it up the butt.
Rectum.
Oakland's going to blow them out 3 in a row.
Hey, Neil, check this out. I lived in Gainesville for 4 years, and when this whole OxyContin stuff came out, let me tell you, those guys were holding up Walgreens to take the OxyContin. They didn't even care about the money. They're a bunch of junkies. All they want is the damn pills.
Exactly.
I wonder if Rush is from there.
Got any?
No, but I got a joint. You want to smoke with me?
Yeah.
Have a great weekend, man. George will call you back in a minute.
Star 69, Scott.
See, on this show, we love drugs, okay? We like prescription drugs. We like non-prescription drugs. We like addictive drugs. We like non-addictive drugs. We don't pull any punches here, okay? We're not sitting here
honest.
pointing fingers.
Why
okay?
hide
There's
it?
a lot of, and of course, my biggest drug thing is sugar. I'll tell you that right now. I'm addicted to it.
Kill you
can buy
quicker
it-
than most others.
Unfortunately, you can buy it over the counter. You don't have to have your maid smuggle in like any Nestle's turtle ice cream. Oh, by the way, give me any of Ben & Jerry's, any fish food? Give me a case. It's the mother load. Oh my God. So now all of these pieces of this puzzle, because I never heard anybody talking about him being on a diet or anything. And all of a sudden he went from that big gigantic tub of crap to like a much, much smaller tub of crap. And then the same thing with that hearing, which he damn near went deaf pretty close to it. They had to do that cochlear implant. Don't say it again.
Oh, no.
127 votes for Rush, but we don't have W on the list. I'll guarantee he'll move up there faster than you can say scandal. 290 votes on our second poll of the day. Earlier, Pharrell did real well in the other poll. We only had 2 people, and we know who they both were, who said he's over the line. They should just get off his damn ass, okay? The man is doing a great job for us. He's a real lead-in for the show. He's even got Mo straightened out a little bit somehow. I think Mo just out of desperation. Now, I didn't notice when I made the suggestion in the beginning of the show that Miguel or anybody else came running in there volunteering and saying, oh, that's a great idea, Neil. We'll go right out there on the corner and raise that $445 for abandoned pet rescue before the day is out to get you to,
about 30, man.
30 grand. Did I miss something?
Nope.
Oh. $445. Now, I realize it's lunch hour now, which, and then, of course, we got Yom Kippur on Monday, so everybody becomes Jewish. But it would seem to me that right there within the building, we have quite a few people who haven't helped us out yet, who ordinarily do help us every year, and they're probably waiting a little while to see if they, can cash any bets after losing their ass on the Hurricanes not covering last night. You know what I'm saying? There probably are people who could get it. Well, you know what I'm talking about. We've got some folks around that building with a little bit of cash.
Not me.
What?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm not talking about
Management,
that little.
sales department.
Right. Some people that could write some checks. The sales department can get together and help us with our 445 right now. Whip out your checkbooks, you freeloaders that are making all that money off those of us on the air and just raping that place. God. No wonder Mo's always complaining about getting raped at it.
Absolutely.
12 minutes past noon at 560 WQM. Hey, it's that time of the year again in the fall when the furniture stores, the mattress showrooms run those big glossy ads, and they're all phony. Because Dollar Mattress wants you to think about it. If you double the price and then say, hey, we're going to give it 50% off, is that really a deal?
No.
Is it a sale?
No.
Is it even worth talking about?
No.
The fact is those stores have to run a sale to drop their prices as low as Dollar Mattress sells them each and every day, 365 days a year, and then they still don't come close. For real honest-to-goodness discount prices on the top names in the business, Sealy, Serta, Tempur-Pedic, Simmons, King Coil, Stearns & Foster Hewitt. You need to call toll-free 1-800-MATTRESS. There's no BS, no nonsense, no bait and swish, no house brands, no false promises, and best of all, you don't pay a single dime in premium for the best service going anywheres. When you call Dollar Mattress at 1-800-MATTRESS, you still get to pick the day and time for delivery, any 2-hour window, 7 days a week, from 8 in the a.m. till 10 p.m., like between 9:30 in the morning and 11:30, between 1 and 3, between 2 and 4, between 3:15 and 5:15, etc. And I guarantee you'll be sleeping like a baby the first night. I've been sleeping on a mattress from Dollar Mattress for years, and all of our other people in the building with any brains are doing the same thing. With low prices, same-day delivery, free setup, and removal, it's easy to see why Dollar Mattress is ranked #1 in the world for customer satisfaction. So don't get sucked in by those mattress showrooms or furniture store ads. They're full of baloney. They can't come close to matching the real great service and prices you get every day from Dollar Mattress. Pick up that phone right now if the old mattress is lumpy and bumpy and had it, and do your back a big favor. Call 1-800-MATTRESS, 1-800-MATTRES, or check them out online at mattress.com.
We're Sports Radio 560 QAM.
Oh, fat ass Rosie, please go away. Find a new way to attack a buffet. Go home and eat your ho-hos till you explode. Just like your fat chud and ladies have to fight 2 seats on a plane. Spilling your fingers that have yellow stain from Cheetos. Can't see your toes. Faster piggy poo nose. Proud to be fat, disgusting, and pasty. Oi! You make the shuddered women smile. They like a gal who's fat and sassy. Big smelly fat, so repulsive and vile. Your body cheese smells like a crapper. After it was occupied by Ed Asner, need a shoehorn to get into your car, 'cause you're too goddamn wide. Oink and squeal, oink and squeal, oink and squeal, fat lady, living with your lover lesbian. Slobbering and snorting a tree between her knees. Mashed potato yeast. Smells fishy to me. Lapping up a tuna that's moist and tasty. Hey.
I got another one, by the way.
I must be crazy. I must be nuts.
No, we already got him. How about Miss Fudge?
Okay.
Matt Drudge. Can't stand her, and her work is nauseating and revolting, and nothing but a byproduct of the manipulation that goes on behind the scenes. He's being manipulated, and he don't even enjoy it.
Oh, I think he does.
Does he like it? Richard Mellon Scaife is manipulating him. 134 for Rush, but the good news is George W. just went on there like seconds ago, has already got 6. Now, that may not sound real close, but oh, wait, just you wait and see. Am I right?
Oh, absolutely. I'm going to change my vote.
Absolutely. 5670560, pound 560 on the AT&T and Verizon wireless line. As a matter of fact, now, Miss Fudge puts this dramatic headline, National Enquirer sat on that story for 2 years, and they explain the reason they waited on the story is they had the information, but the reason they hung, because they weren't 100% positive till the police actually began an investigation. They wanted to just put a bunch of crap in there and smear somebody until they deserved to be smeared, and they had proof that there was some actual crap, that the police were buying into it, which they are. And there's all the emails right there, and there's all the, and they got the audio tape. Let's go to the audio tape. Where's Warner Wolf when we need him? Fort Lauderdale, hello.
Hey, Uncle Neil.
Yes, sir.
Hey, great show. Thank God it's Friday. Right now, Rush is explaining everything on his show. It's the
Is he?
Funniest show on radio right now, and you're going to lose.
Is he fessing up to doing the drugs?
He said he wants to put everything together before he comments.
Wants to get his story straight. He wants to wait for the next shipment to come in before he opens his big mouth again.
I got to go, brother. I got to catch the other show, but go Marlins.
Okay, he's got to catch the other show, but go Marlins, yeah.
I think I might tune out and listen to that.
Yeah, let's tune into Rush. What do you say?
No.
We'll
have a listen party. I'll slap a tape on.
Good comedy. 5670560, pound 560 on the AT&T and Verizon Wire. See, there's another Rush licker right there, another right-wing ditto head. No, we actually, like the calls we were getting yesterday, was really amusing. The first hour, like all setup calls.
Yeah, I don't like
especially that hysterical bitch that called in, you know? Like you said, it was like a daisy chain. Here's Aventura. Hello.
Yeah, purchased $40 worth of your product for
Thank you.
Pet Rescue. Yeah, good cause. One guy whose name comes to mind who's really turned into a right-wing piece of turd is a guy who used to be pretty funny and down the middle, but now has become a total shill, and that's Dennis Miller.
Right.
He's gotten so bad that they're actually touting him as the next next candidate out in California to run.
Yeah, I had that story on a couple of days ago. They were going to run him for Senate against Barbara Boxer, right?
He opens for Bush on the road, like Stephen Eady for Sinatra type of thing.
Right.
I'm not kidding. He's turned into a complete shill, and this is a working class guy from Pittsburgh. This makes no sense.
You can't complain about his sense of humor though, because generally speaking, you don't have one.
No, he used to be pretty funny and very dry, but he was down the middle.
Not anymore.
No,
not anymore.
He's totally bought in. He's like a complete suck up to Ashcroft and the rest of the gang. It's nauseating.
Of course, you don't really find too many funny Nazis around, you know? It's kind of like an oxymoron.
Well, I told your screener, I also said Don Imus, but he died 20 years ago. I would have put him in the same
And nobody
category.
told him, right.
But no, exactly. Everyone forgot to tell him. And I guess Kelsey Grammer's making noises about running. Is there nobody normal who can, run for public office in that state?
No.
Okay. Thanks.
Thanks a lot, pal. Have a great weekend. I'm telling you, I got the answer right now. Governor of California, it's not too late. The election ain't until the 7th. Today's only the, second, third? What is it? The third. Got the answer. We gave it to you the other day.
Eisner?
Yeah, he's got the right contacts. And keep in mind that ABC owns ESPN. I just put that, they're like in bed together. They're all the same organization. They're the ones that put that fat ass on the air, that pill popper. Here's a call from Palm Beach. Hello.
Hey.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, well, Neil.
Yeah.
Hey, sorry about that.
Hey.
You just had the W on about 10, 15 minutes ago, and I don't think you caught it, but I think he said...
I saw him.
Yeah, free countries don't produce weapons of mass destruction.
Right, like the U.S., right.
Yeah, what do we protect ourselves with? Squirt guns?
Pop guns.
Yeah,
Bazookas.
Squirt. Unbelievable. Hey, flick that I think you should catch. It's about Toronto. It's called Booze Can. Have you ever seen it?
No, Booze Can?
Oh, it's about a guy who runs like illegal raves, and it's just one of those movies you watch and it's done before you finish, and you just are wondering what the hell was it all about. It's classic. It's about the underground Toronto scene with they don't even sell any booze. It's all about the drugs and all this crap up in there, and it's just and our hero is followed by a bad cop the whole show. His brother OD'd in his booze can.
Mm-hmm.
And the cop happens to be, he's got a little love buddy that he keeps on heroin in a sandbox in his bedroom. It's classic, and he feeds him like, the initial scene, he gives him like a packet, and the kid thinks it's junk. So he crawls in the sandbox with it, and he's in there trying to sniff, and he ends up, the cop burned him, and the cop ends up getting his in the end, too.
All right. In the end. Yeah, I know what that's all about.
Rectum.
Okay, thanks a lot, Pally. Booze Can. Get right on it. I'm going to go out and get one this afternoon. How come you don't have Bill O'Reilly on your list there? Well, we do now.
Yeah.
It's interesting. A lot of people qualify for a lot of these different lists. We try to, mix and match and shake the polls up a little bit. Someone you think is an asshole and you hate their work. We did yesterday. Somebody you think is an asshole but you love their work, and I won hands down. Hands down your pants. But somebody you think is an asshole and hate their work. Rush has got 137. Let's take a look at the way this is shaping up now and see if W is going to give him a run for his money.
Yeah, he's climbing fast.
Is he climbing it?
Oh, yeah.
Mo's got 45. Howard Sperm 33. You got 21.
Blackjack.
You just hopped ahead of the Humper. 20. Reach out and grab him, Humper, before he gets away.
I'm a homo.
George W's got 11. I got 10. Russell Crowe 8. Mel Gibson 6. Steve Kane, Mr. Ego 6. That's his whole audience. Robert Downey Jr. 5. Jerry Lewis 5. Greg Reed 3. Phil Collins 3. Bill Gates 3. A pair for Rosie O'Donnell. A big, fat, ugly pair. Van Diesel's got a pair. 1 for Jean-Claude Van Damme, Pat Robertson, Wayne Hypinga, Jerry Springer, Sly Stallone, and no votes yet for a whole bunch of people. Todd Schmidt, Steve Seagal, Sammy Sosa, Dick Vitale, Steve Seagal and Dick Vitale, and a partridge in a pear tree. Mickey Rourke. Oh, guess who's going to sing the national anthem at the game today, Scott?
Who's that?
Well, I'll give George a clue. The guy with the eyes. He's not the one that's going to sing it, but that's the clue.
Marty Feldman.
No. The guy with the eyes. Our guy with the eyes.
Yeah.
Favorite group.
Oh, no. Not David Cassidy.
Yes. What? Now, the audience is probably wondering, how the hell did he ever get it from that clue, huh?
I had to connect 5 dots.
Well, he's a big Partridge Family fan.
Yes,
you
I
know
do
what I'm saying? Oh, yeah. He's got a David Cassidy blow up down. Hey, watch out, David, for the guy with the eyes, okay?
Paints his ass like that bus.
Like that big yellow bus, right. And probably has a Danny Bona douchebag blow up doll for the weekends. I guarantee he don't have no Susan Day one. Yeah, something rhymes with Day. Here's Key Largo. Hello.
Gay.
Key Largo.
Hello?
Yes, sir.
Hey, what's happening, Neil? I got
How you doing?
someone to nominate for your poll.
Okay.
Hillary Rodham Clinton. I can't stand
Okay.
that bitch.
Yeah, she is a bitch. That's...
If she's done any work, I don't know about it, but I guess hobnobbing with politicians is her work, and I hate her for it.
Okay. Good choice. I like it.
All right, love your show, Neil. You're the
Thanks
best,
a lot,
buddy.
Pally. And by the way, my advice to everybody, don't waste your money on that book. I read a couple of pages on here and I couldn't stomach it anymore. It's right here. You want it?
No.
I'll just hand it to you right through the radio. I'll give you a free copy. I don't want
No,
I don't want anybody even seeing that I got possession of it. It's too embarrassing.
Shred it.
Only one thing we can really say about Hillary. Call her
that fucking bitch.
Yeah. By the way, Robert Kardashian died yesterday. We mentioned that on the show, but I just mentioned it again in passing. OJ's personal attorney before all these other hotshots came in. The Dream Team.
Yeah, no, we'll never find that knife.
The Dream Team. Oh, this is what America's been reduced to. The freaking Dream Team. And the Deion Sanders primetime tour. Everything is like stupid, you know? Yeah. If you have any kind of an intellect, if you have an IQ larger than your small toe on your right foot, then you're out, you know?
Odd man.
You're the odd man out, as they say here. Because everything that's in is
stupid.
Like Arnold, for example. Excellent example, Neil. Thank you. Like Arnold. Because dumb is in. Perfect timing, Arnold. Couldn't have run at a better time to be governor of California.
Hello.
Oh, it can't really be happening. Tell me I'm sleeping. 26 past noon. You know something? You're right. You're going to win the $8.
I know it.
Because it doesn't make any... He could hold a press conference right now and come out and say, Adolf Hitler I like his meat seasonings, Adolf. He makes the best tenderizer going anywhere. I love Adolf. And I hate women and I can't stand it. It's just a piece of ass that I want to abuse and use and bang their brains out. And he'd get more votes.
He could goose step march out wearing the Hitler costume that he
could
strutted
goose
around
every
in.
bitch in California and he'd probably get like double the votes. God. You're right. He's in. I'll tell you what else is in. Hallett Pontiac. That's right. They're in vogue again. Well, they have been for a long time. 35 years in that godforsaken town. And the reason they've been around so long is because they treat you right. Give you unbeatable deals like the 2003 Neil Rogers blowout sale that's happening right now at Hallett Pontiac GMC. Our good paisans, Tom Lehman, Joe Prieto, and all the good folks at Hallett giving you the lowest prices in town like Neil deal number 1. Save yourself up to $7,000 with the highest rebates of the year, plus get deep down into your pockets discounts on all remaining 2003 models, including the Yukon and the Envoy XL. Neil deal number 2. Get 0% financing for up to 5 years at Hallett. And, listen to this, you can lease a fully loaded 2004 Grand Prix GT for only $259 a month for 36 months. You get 12,000 miles a year and you pay only $2,500 out of pocket. You can't beat it. And, of course, Hallett's also got an unbeatable selection of certified pre-owned cars, trucks, and SUVs. If you're a little bit leery about shopping for a car because when they ask for your credit report, it's got a blemish or two on it like your ass, no problem. Credit is rarely a problem at Hallett Pontiac because they want to work with you to get you a deal. It's the 2003 blowout sale going on right now at Hallett Pontiac GMC, 13401 South Dixie Highway. That's US 1 across from the Falls. Open every day, 7 days a week. For more info, call the Neil Deal hotline. They'll explain it to you, answer all your questions. 1-888-534-4211. That's 1-888-534-4211. Don't forget all these amazing Neil deals are subject to credit approval. See the good folks at Hallett for details. At Hallett Pontiac GMC, you can't beat them with a stick because they are professional grade.
Live and local. This is Sports Radio 560 QAM.
Neil TV and radio are totally in control with lies and misinformation.
Yes.
They don't want you to know about the globalist assholes bankrupting the whole damn nation. The economy took a crack, getting slaughtered in Iraq by the Bush dictator traders. For the few that want to know, there's only one way to go. You gotta read 10 newspapers, but nobody cares about nothing. Nobody. They just wanna be in front of their TV, thinking what happens to them ain't gonna be happening to me. Nobody cares about nothing. Only after it's too late. Yeah, then they say, what did you say? When they were never gonna believe ya anyway. Don't bother me with too much information. I don't wanna read it. I don't wanna believe it. Don't confuse me with the facts. I'm getting it fair and balanced, say the mentally challenged. Believe all this few at Fox News. They don't lie. Nobody cares about everything's just fine. So what, a few people died? I can't be concerned with that. I'm busy picking seeds out my ass. Now don't say I didn't warn you. Just take a look at California. And you thought Florida was dumb. Oh, yeah.
12:33. I think we finally found somebody who can beat both George W. and Mo on one of these polls. It's the Rushmeister. The pill popper. The hypocrite. 56705. What about the ionic breeze? You know anybody ever ordered one of those from Sharper Image?
Nope.
I see that ad on there. I just wrote down the toll-free number from Sharper Image. I'm thinking of ordering one of those.
Don't.
Huh?
Don't.
Why not?
Everything in the Sharper Image is twice the price of wherever.
Yeah, they're real expensive. They're like $350.
You can find anything that they have anywhere else for half the price or 60% of their price.
Oh, okay. Oh, look at that. There's Arnold again. He says he's going to be governor of California.
Push. He's disputing reports he once expressed admiration for Adolf Hitler.
Right. We believe you, Arnold. Whatever you say, we believe it, because you're married to Maria Shriver and she got her keeping her chin up. Here's a call from Alto Springs. Hello.
Hey, Neil, what's going on?
Yes, sir.
Alrighty. Just talking about the Oxy so much, I can give you the street slang term for them, so you can sound like you know what you're talking about. You
Yeah.
can call them Oscars or OCs.
Okay.
Alright, if you care. But and for the poll, how about Gloria Estefan?
Gloria Estefan. You hate her and her work. Good choice. Had a bad echo on that phone. Okay, let's get some OCs. Isn't that stand for over the counter, I thought? Gloria Estefan. Huh? What can you imagine if you could buy those over the counter? Rush would be hopping over the counter. He'd be climbing over it. Give me the goddamn OxyContin. Give me the OCs, man. I got a prescription here, damn it. I should read the whole thing again.
I liked it a lot.
Oh.
I was vibrating.
If anybody else missed the Rush Limbaugh, see, then just like that punk that called out one of those ditto heads, oh, get off of Rush, Neil, you really believe this stuff? And even my close friend Pharrell that we're like going to bat for big time, giving me that crap on the crossover this morning about you believe this made, like he thinks the Enquirer is like the Tatler and the Weekly World News
Sun,
and these other.
yeah.
No, the Enquirer is worried about their credibility, man, and also about getting sued.
Right.
Things like that, little minor things like that. Which isn't to say they're batting 100%, but if they waited all this time to put it in there, and then the police started a goddamn probe for legit, and they have all the tapes, and they got all the emails are right in there.
All their stories are fully vetted.
You bet.
You bet.
I like my vets. For example, here's the emails. They got 3, 4, 6, 8, 9 of them. Here's one dated Wednesday, November 21st, 2001, from Wilma Klein to private. I'm waiting for my contact to drop off. He has not contacted me, and I can't get a hold of him. All I have is 50 on hand. And here's the response from Rush Limbaugh at private.obesityandbroadcastingnetwork.com to Wilma Klein. Subject, Ray, not good. Damn. I replied immediately after you wrote this morning. You say you didn't get it? When are you leaving, and can I persuade you to delay? Damn it. Then she responds, I see. This is another date. January 3rd, 2002. I got 1,000 big blues. His response to that on the same day. Holy moly. Okay. Give me some idea of your availability today/tonight. I got 1,000 big blues. Here's another one from him to her. January 16th, 2002. And keep a sharp eye out for some small blue babies. April 1st, 2002. You can keep me posted during the show. Email's not a distraction. Oh, see, because you don't have to hear email. You can actually see it. Oh. So evidently he's waffling is what the guy said before, the one that was so desperate, breathless to turn back another one of those ditto heads. He ain't going to talk. He's not going to give you any honest answers. He just keeps giving you that standard thing. Well, I don't know of any investigation that's going on, and I haven't been informed of any police investigation or any other interrogation, all this other crap. But what does that have to do with the facts, Pill Pop and the Rush? What does that have to do with anything? Hypocrite, phony, bullcrap artist. Here's Miami. Hello.
Hey, how you doing, Neil?
Pretty good.
I'm over in Miami today. I want you to come over to like Naples and stuff. I used to live West Palm Beach. I enjoy your show. But in addition to your list should be either Ashcroft or that Ann Coulter bitch.
Well, you see, but when you say you hate their work, I mean, we don't want to put all the political people on there. We'll have we'll go back on that.
Ashcroft isn't really political. He's just a Nazi. And
Yeah,
Ann
you're right.
Coulter, yeah, Ann Coulter
Well, so was
big
Hitler.
thing.
He was a Nazi politician.
Exactly.
Well, we'll go with Ann Coulter because otherwise, if we put on Ashcroft, then we got to put Rumsfeld on there. We got to put all those other,
Oh, you're
But
right. You're right.
Ann Coulter belongs on there because she's a star. She's a celebrity.
Oh, absolutely. I hate her work, and I've talked to her a couple times, and I get under her skin, and she just will hang out, just like Mike Gallagher. I've been banned from his show.
Go good.
a radio groupie from the West Coast.
Cross Ann Coulter off. Now, she don't fit in with this group here today. Hate their work. What work? Why, is she doing any work? No, she's just Ava Brown Jr., that's all.
She's working it.
Pastrami dripping bitch. Now, let's see. Now, you notice W is not really moving up there the way you thought. I think Rush may be, and, of course, this poll will be up all weekend long. Someone you think is an asshole and you hate their work is Rush Limbaugh, 149. Mo Howard David at 48. Mo, you can't lick Rush's ass. Howard Stern, 34. George W, 28. I mean, I'll grant you, we just put him on there a while ago, but he's not like zooming up, you know? He got that initial burst. George Rodriguez, 23. Hank Goldberg, 20. You're pulling away from the humper. I got 11. Russell Crowe's got 8. Mr. Ego, Steve Kane's got 7. That's his audience plus 1. Mel Gibson, 6. Robert Downey Jr. and Jerry Lewis and Rosie O'Donnell, 5. Wayne Hypinga's got 4. Paint your bald spot, Wayne. 3 votes each for Greg Reed, Bill Gates, Pat Robertson, Phil Collins. These people have a pair. A pair for Van Diesel, Mickey Rourke, Todd Schmidt, and 1 for Sly Stallone, Jean-Claude Goddam, Sammy Sosa, Jerry Springer, and that's it. Nobody else got none. Even Hillary don't have none yet. Wow. Like Linda Blair said, in time. Oh, you got to see The Exorcist and the DVD version with the extra scenes and everything in there.
With Pazuzu.
What were those little spring things, those toys that we used to have 100 years ago? Slinkies that would go like up the stairs, you know? That's what she's doing in there. And the one scene where she's like going backwards down the stairs with her head like turned around, ass backward.
Making a slinkety sound.
Oh, love The Exorcist, baby. Father, I think I'm losing my religion. And then, of course, Michael Stipe comes into that bar and they find out it's a gay bar. 20 till 1, and they figure, oh, we're right at home. I wish I had the Allman Brothers in Ramblin' Man. I know I got it here somewhere, don't I?
Yeah, you do.
In one of my drawers. I have the Allman Brothers in my drawers. Hey, attention all you horse racing nuts out there. Pompano Park kicks off its 40th anniversary season starting next Friday, October 10, a week from tonight, and it's pretty exciting. Oh! The track will feature top-class nighttime horse racing, high-stakes poker, and like Dick Feinberg always says, if you love her, poker. There's a new post time of 7:05 p.m. for the harness races, and the poker room will be open from noon till midnight every day that we have live racing. Pompano Park is also open 7 days and nights a week, featuring the best simulcasting going, harness, thoroughbred, highlight from all across North America for you to watch and plunge your guts on. And don't forget that general parking and admission are always free at Pompano Park. South Florida's favorite word, free. And new this season is a 20% increase in purses, which means we're going to have some outstanding racing, a nightly giveaway of a $400 betting voucher, and a revamped free, there it is again, Power Player Rewards program that gives you points for either betting the horses or playing poker so you can redeem for special gifts and betting vouchers free. There it is again. And on opening night next Friday, the first 500 fans at Pompano Park, age 18 and older, will get a free, there it is again, $2 pick for a wager, plus it's family fun night next Friday, a live radio broadcast with some schlep, and drawings to get into the money machine with $1,000 inside, or you can win Sea Escape dinner and cruise tickets too. So whatever you do, put it on your calendar right now. Mark it down on your calendar, George.
Okay.
X marks the spot. Next Friday, October 10, 7:05 first post time at Pompano Park for opening night for the 40th anniversary celebration. Pompano Park, a block south of Atlantic Boulevard on Powerline Road. For the new race schedule, for the simulcast schedule, call 954-972-2000 or check them on the web at pompanopark.com and plunge your guts out.
Live and local. We're Sports Radio 560 QAM.
I just got a great poll idea, George. Yeah? Because John Stamos is doing a spot on TV. I'll tell you in a minute. Okay.
Have $1 million weekend.
Okay.
WQAM 56. She's a perfect Nazi who likes to flash her panty. When she don't have those on, she's hanging like pastrami on rye. And Coulter's rancid snatch. And Coulter's rancid snatch. Imagine what you can catch from Ann Coulter's snatch. Gonorrhea you scratches with a brush. She banged Geraldo and Bill Maher, but you'll never get Drudge and Coulter's Rancid Snatch. And Coulter's Rancid Snatch. A swirling pool of crap. And Coulter's Rancid Snatch. Oozing pungent moisture. Leaking out her cloister. Walking with a dildo. Firmly jammed inside of her butt. And Coulter's Rancid Snatch.
Rectum.
And Coulter's Rancid Snatch. You'll want to know what it could hatch. And Coulter's Snatch.
You think she ever owned a dog named Patch? 1246 at 560. Here's the poll idea. I think you'll like this. Over the years, this is for a future time. I'm making a big pile of polls, okay? I got poll piles.
Yeah, that's what I heard you did up there.
Over the years, which celebrity do you think has aged the best?
Oh, very good.
Isn't that a good poll? Now, the ones I got here, John Stamos, because he's doing these spots now. I don't know what it's for, but he looks basically pretty good. Brad Pitt and Sophia Loren.
Barbara Eden.
Barbara Eden's good. Well, let's not do it now, but I mean, there's 4 to start. But just put it in the back, on the back burner. Is Barbara Eden?
Not yet. Just wait till I get
Maybe
to
she's
it.
at the Eden Center. 5670560. Here's a fax from Christopher. This is a very revelatory fax. Well, I like the way I said that. And I should point out before I read his fax.
The hurricane f***ing blow!
Says, first of all, a poll suggestion. Richard Dreyfuss. I hardly agree. In fact, I'd like to change my vote. Not only is he a cancerous polyp on the anus of humanity, but he's also the most overrated actor I've ever seen. I mean, many people consider him to be great. In what? Not anything I've ever seen him in. I definitely hate his work. He'll get my vote. Thanks, Chris. That's a good choice. Richard Dreyfuss. Got it?
Got it.
He blows.
Yes.
I despise that man. And that Close Encounters of the Third Kind was enough to make me want to hop on the ship and get the hell out of here. And then he goes on to say, here's the crux of Christopher's facts. I have to tell you about the assholes at the Hurricane game last night. I was there and I love the Hurricanes, and I'm ashamed of how poorly they played. Some players were talking on their cell phones on the sideline. We're going back to the lawless Jimmy Johnson, Dennis Erickson years very rapidly, unfortunately. But I'm infinitely more ashamed of the assholes in the stands, not only my fellow Hurricane fans, but also my fellow South Floridians. From the assholes who ran out on the field to the assholes who were manhandling a young woman while many people were chanting, rip off her top, to the maniac who was yelling, release the effing hounds over and over again in a phony British accent at the top of his lungs, screaming at little kids, screaming at old people, screaming at the cops who came up to warn him to shut up but didn't arrest or eject him, of course, and especially to the jerks who high-fived this guy on the way out after we escaped by the hair on our ass. Holy crap, Christopher says. No wonder everybody hates us. Maybe there's a self-help 12-step program for things like this. I love my alma mater, but I don't think I want to be associated with cretins like the ones in the stands yesterday. Hanging my head in shame, says Christopher. How do you like that? Thanks for your refreshing honesty, Christopher. And you are
absolutely correct, sir.
a bunch of losers. Here's another. This is not worth reading. Not worth reading about the chinless wonders.
Oh, yeah.
I hear they play a good chin ball, Arnold and Maria. 5670560, pound 560 on the AT&T and Verizon Wireless line. Here's Miami. Hello.
Neil.
Yes, sir.
I have a vote for your poll.
Okay.
Even though he's insignificant little weasel, I have to say George.
He's already on there.
Yeah, I know, but just...
Okay, well, he's already on there, so keep your weasel comments to yourself, okay, asshole? What's the need for that? Do we need that?
No.
You're already on there, so go vote on the thing, or this guy probably can't afford a PC.
He loves me.
5670560, pound 560 on the AT&T. Got a lot of open lines now. They're probably all over there with that crap, which wouldn't surprise me. That's okay. We can hang out. And I also noticed, I didn't hear anybody come, or an announcement from you guys, anybody came rushing in with a check for abandoned pet rescue.
Did you say rushing?
Rushing in?
No.
You're very nice. What?
No wonder you have a radio show.
Well, I mean, Mad Dog's out at the ballpark, and Hank's off today. And who else could be around? But I mentioned the sales department specifically. I bet you some of them are in the building right now, sitting around filling their fat faces.
Yeah, but what does this charity have to do with
sports? What does this show have to do with their income? A lot. Is that so much to ask for $445?
$4.
For abandoned pet rescue? I'm serious, $445. We ought to be able to raise that in a building in 10 minutes. Just whip out those checkbooks and let's go. Okay, get us to the that 30 mark.
About 30, man.
30,000 would be a nice way to end this week. It would be a shock to me, too, because we really were, crawling along. It would be a beautiful thing. But is it going to happen?
No.
No. Because once again, like always, Duff gave us a nice check the other day, a couple hundred, $250, I think. That was good. That was a good start.
Mm-hmm.
Anybody else in the building help us out yet?
No.
No. Like a few bucks?
No.
A nickel?
No.
Quarter?
No.
Penny?
No.
Pennies from heaven?
No.
Pennies from river?
No.
Nothing. Boy. 5670560, pound 560 on the AT&T and Verizon wireless line. Here's a call from Miami. Buenos tardes.
Hello.
Yes, sir.
Hey, I'm Osama bin Laden.
What is it?
Osama.
Summer?
Osama, your mama.
Some of this.
Oh, yeah, some of this and some of that. Okay. 5670560, pound 560. I mean, don't put yourselves out, okay? I don't want you to get, strained because the weekend is here. Just take it real slow. Get on your hands and knees. Pop a couple more OxyContins. That'll pep you up. Here's Miami. Hello.
Yeah, Neil.
Yes, sir.
I got one for you. What about old Brian? Get everybody worked up in a frenzy, Norcross.
You hate him?
I hate him like poison.
Okay. You got it, man.
I think he works for Home Depot, doesn't he? Tells everybody the storm's coming and get you go and buy all that shit from Home Depot.
I think Oops. Yeah. I think we all hit it that time, didn't we? Even I hit it.
I took a hit.
Yeah. Let's have another hit, Rush. What do you say? Brian Norcross, good choice. He hates him like poison. And what he was trying to say before we got a little carried away, we had to dump him, is he thinks he's on a Homo Cross Depot payroll. Isn't that it? The Homo Depot. Yeah, that's right. Go get your, and in fact, we probably ought to get our Visqueen too and duct tape while we're there. And all the plywood for that next big storm. There is a big storm out there, but it's like nowhere near Florida. It's way up there in the middle Atlantic, and it's going up north. It might hit St. John's or something like that if we get a little luck. 5670560, pound 560 on the AT&T line. I guarantee if you look, the door will open right now in the next few seconds, and there will be a line of people out there with their checkbooks out, waving them at you. Hey, we want to put Neil over that 30 grand by the end of the week, just to show him how much we appreciate the phenomenal job he does with those big ratings and like goosing us all up and making us all this money and bringing millions of dollars of profits into QM and the Beasley Broadcasting thing here. They'll be lined up out there in the hallway. Do you believe me?
No.
Here's a call from Margate. Hello.
Hey, Neil, how's it going?
Pretty good.
Canadian citizen living down here in South Florida.
All right.
My mom's from St. John's. What do you got against St. John's?
No, it just happens to be where the thing, if it goes due north, it's like in the, but it's not going to happen. There's a storm out there.
There's not much there to hit anyway.
You're right.
That ionic breeze? Well, you were asking about the ionic breeze. Anybody call about it? I was.
No, they haven't. You're the first one.
It's a great thing, but you got to get one for every room. They try to make you think that you can get two of them for the whole house, and you'd have to be living in a porta potty if that was the case. But they
probably
work
have
great.
to get a second mortgage if you want to get one for every room in a house. My God, those things are like $350.
Now you can get them in the TV. You get two of them for I think it's $1.69, and they throw in a couple of little ones for the bathrooms.
Oh, really?
Oh yeah, $169. You get two of them. I got four of them. They work great. They're awesome. You got to keep them clean though.
Yeah. Well, you just wipe them off with a cloth, right?
Yeah, that's it. A wet cloth. They work great.
When in doubt, you wipe it out.
If you still had the little one, it takes real good.
Yeah, I sure do.
All right, Neil, that's all I got.
Thanks a lot, Pally. Have a great day.
All right, bye.
Okay, now what is this? From George. Now, this isn't from you.
No.
From another George. I see. Jorge.
There's a couple.
Well, who is this? Inside the building? Well, what is that? I don't understand. Oh, I see. It's our sponsor at Clean Air Restoration. I see. Says, yes, we'll be back. And Ray Ionic Breeze, for God's sake, don't buy that piece of Schmidt. Email me and I'll explain. Huh?
There you go. Email that.
Well, I mean, George is obviously in the business. He doesn't want me to buy that thing, and they'll be back on with us, and we love them, and they're great, and yada, yada. And maybe he'll help me. Not that I have any big problem here. I don't have no allergies, thanks to my Allegra every day. But I don't care where you live. Like down there, you got all the mold in the air and the hot, humid, and everything like that. And up north, you've got like oak and elm and grass and all this other stuff. A lot of grass.
Really? I'll be right back.
Oh, yeah, out there in the streets. They're all smoking it. Liberals swept Ontario, by the way. How do you like that? Oh! Not all of North America has turned to fascism, I proudly say. How's it going, eh? Oh, I love saying that. 567. Oh, by the way, speaking of fascist, O'Malley calls gay marriage a threat. Wading into the pubic debate over same-sex marriage, Boston Archbishop Sean P. O'Malley yesterday told a group of religious leaders that any redefinition of marriage must be seen as an attack on the common good and a threat to the American family already under siege because of divorce. The Archbishop in his first... Oh, by the way, in case you tuned in late, because I realize people, not everybody can listen all day long, but we did have an important call on the bat line in the early part of the show from the Holy Father, and the Pope said...
I'm dying over here.
The Archbishop, in his first extensive remarks on the issue since he was installed as head of the Boston Archdiocese in July after they dumped Cardinal Law's ugly ass, urged all the members of our community, regardless of their religious persuasion or their sexual orientation, to realize what is at stake and to oppose any attempt to alter the definition of marriage, to alter boy the definition of marriage. Now, can a priest marry an altar boy?
Yes.
Well, that's okay. And I wonder how they form that holy union.
Together. It's called
5670560 pound
Rectum
560 on the AT&T. See, this is another thing, the chutzpah of the Catholic Church. He's urging the rest of the community. See, why should anybody in the rest of the community listen to the Archbishop of Boston or the Pope or the Rabbi or any of these people, okay? If it ain't your fairy tales, what the hell? Mind your own business, okay? But not the Catholic Church, man. They can't stop sticking their nose into born-again Christians, the same crap, and the Orthodox Jews, the same baloney. Like Jew Lieberman, by the way. And the good news is he's doing crappy in a poll. There's a big article. I didn't even waste our space on our website with it today. But he's doing squat.
And
you know where he's got a shot, speaking of squat?
Israel?
The only place where he's like even in the right is Oklahoma. Because they haven't figured out he's a Jew yet. Just wait till they find out. 1257 at 560 WQM. If you're looking to replace that tired old carpeting in your home, let me tell you about Laminates R Us. They're the easy, low-maintenance alternative to natural wood flooring, which is beautiful, but it costs you an arm and 4 legs. Laminates R Us is the best place for you to find laminated wood flooring from the top names in the universe. They got them all. Parador, Pergo, Wilson Art, Unifloor, and Quickstep. What did I say? You got it. And all of Laminates R Us flooring is installed by Pergo certified installers, too. Here's another reason why you ought to be calling these people and absolutely nobody else, because their prices are so astonishing low that they'll probably floor you. Right now you can get their fall special for just $1,495. That's right, let me say it again. Just $1,495 gets you up to 295 square feet of beautiful laminate wood flooring. It is positively unbelievable. And Laminates R Us will match any legitimate written offer, too. How can you beat that? For a free, no-obligation in-home estimate, call Laminates R Us toll-free at 1-877-777-3336. It's a piece of cake. They make it so easy, how could you possibly turn this down? They give you free carpet disposal, free furniture moving, a 25-year warranty, and years and many years of beautiful, easy care laminate wood flooring. Call them today and tell them that crusty old Neil told you to call Laminates R Us toll-free 1-877-777-3336.
My and local. This is Sports Radio 560. QAM.
I'm Tom Wilkshaw, and this is the 1 to 2 hour.
Well, I've known my sister all my life. That is why she's now my wife. And I think my son may know it's true. He's my nephew, too. Well, my daddy is my Uncle Joe. My mother is my dear Aunt Flo. It is very plain to see my first cousin is me.
All right. 101 at 560 WQM. Don't forget the Mad Dog will be doing the show out at Gatesy at PP Park this afternoon. Going to have a gigantic crowd. 50,000, 60, maybe a million are going to be out there for the Giants Marlin game starting at 4:06 this afternoon. We'll have the pregame at 3:30. 3 in about what?
About 30, man.
And then you got the Cubs and the Braves tonight, as if that isn't enough excitement, at 8:30. Baseball up the ass on QAM. We have that Panther game?
No.
No. Well, that's shocking about the Hurricanes damn near losing to West Virginia.
Isn't that something?
That is amazing. You could knock me over with a goddamn feather. Here's a call from Miami Beach. Hello.
Hey, Neil.
Yes, sir.
Missed your show, man. No one else on the radio is good.
That's for damn sure.
Yeah.
Hey, I got somebody for the poll. That Barbara Streisand.
Can't stand her, and you despise that, what she calls that music.
Yeah, that's not music. And then the gall she has to go in front of people at universities and lecture them on politics is just absurd.
And the crossed eyes, don't forget, and the big nose.
That's offensive as well.
Okay, thank you, pal.
Wait, one more thing.
Yes, sir, go ahead.
I'm just wondering, how do you get that OxyContin is causing Rush Limbaugh to lose his hearing?
Because those kinds of drugs, where the hell did I do with that article? Those painkiller drugs, that's one of the side effects.
All right, that's news
Because
to me, man.
it's called hillbilly heroin, so it must be in the Vicodin family, must be in the same family.
That's news to me, man. I'm a doctor. It's news to me. But
Well, I read the article. I didn't just make it up. It was in the LA Times.
all right.
Don't pop too many, man.
Take care.
Okay. Oh, he's a doctor. You know what he's doing right now? Well, he's doing a little research. He wants it when in doubt. He's checking it out.
You should always research your drugs.
Right, exactly. 5670560 pound 560 on the AT&T and Verizon wireless line. Lost all of that weight. Losing his hearing almost to the point of being deaf before the cochlear implant. And what can I tell you? It's just all a bunch of coincidences. It could happen, right?
And it's a, scam.
What do you mean by that?
She's a liar.
Oh, that's right. She just made it up, and the Enquirer made it up, and the whole world is out to get Rush. And out to get the W, and out to get anybody else who's to the right of Attila the Hun.
Liberal conspiracy.
Someone you think is an asshole and you hate their work is Rush Limbaugh, 159. Nobody is touching Rush yet. Mo Howard David at 52. George W. is 43. I thought he'd be zooming up there. He's not. Howard Stern, 34. George Rodriguez, 27. Hank Goldberg is stuck on 20. Neil Rogers, 14. I'm at least in double digits. Russell Crowe, 8. Rosie O'Donnell and Steve Kane have 7 apiece. Ever see them together?
No.
Same person. Pat Robertson, 6. Wayne Huizenga and Mel Gibson each have 6. Jerry Lewis, Robert Downey Jr. have 5 apiece. 4 for Phil Collins and Hillary. And 3 for Mickey Rourke, Greg Reed, Bill Gates. And the others, not even worth talking about yet. Right? Wouldn't you agree?
Yes. Sure.
GOP senator says Ashcroft should consider recusal on leak probe, and of course he is
absolutely correct, sir.
John Ashcroft came under increasing pressure yesterday to recuse himself from the CIA leak investigation, with one senior Republican senator saying the Attorney General should consider doing so. Now, I still don't know how you pronounce her name. Plame?
I believe it's Plame.
Plame? You said that yesterday, so it must be Plame.
Must be.
Asked whether White House political aide Karl Rove's history as a political advisor to Ashcroft during his gubernatorial and Senate campaigns were grounds for the Attorney General to step away from the case, Senator Arlen Specter, remember Bush Inspector?
Yes.
Said recusal is something Ashcroft ought to consider. Now, a little background on Senator Specter, by the way. He believes in magic and witchcraft, obviously, because he was a member of the Warren Commission back in 1960, whatever the hell it was, investigating the assassination of President Kennedy, and he's the one that concocted that magic bullet theory. There was this bullet that was like ricocheting, and it was off the president's head, and off the dash, and off Governor Connolly's ass, and off Uranus, and all over the place. And then the best part of it is that same bullet was on a stretcher at Parkland Hospital in Dallas, and it was pristine. Oh my God, it was as pristine and clean as some old queen. Amazing. I mean, it was amazing. That's something?
As clean as Russia's bloodstream.
And now he's a member of the Senate. You see this? And of course, Gerald Ford was also on the Warren Commission, and one day he became president. Dumber than sawdust, dumber than Dan Quayle, dumber than W, if that's possible. Is it possible?
No.
Well, he was right in there. I mean, the whole line about him was he couldn't walk and chew gum at the same time. That's always a real great. Of course, nobody elected him.
Right.
When Dick Nixon gave that famous wave goodbye, I'm not a crook. He was interesting. He provided a lot of fun, Dick. But he's long gone. He's dead. Anyway, so that's the deal now, as they're saying, hey, Ashcroft ought to be out of there. The Justice Department announced this week it launched a criminal investigation into who leaked the name of CIA operative Valerie Plame in the July column, whose husband is former Ambassador Joseph Wilson, who accused the White House of leaking his wife's identity because he was critical of the Bush administration's handling of pre-war intelligence on Iraq, and he was absolutely right. At one point, Wilson said Rove was a leaker, but he since backed away from that charge, saying Rove condoned the leak and did nothing to stop it. And well, we did the thing yesterday about all the conflict of interest with Ashcroft and a couple of others there in the Bund, in the Bush Bund. And isn't it something that, you notice how this is all fitting together now? It just dawned on me now. Even I'm a little slow, I guess. We're overwhelmed with the Rush pill pop and stuff. But the thing with Arnold and the Nazi, it fits in like a glove, doesn't it?
Sure. We
got Nazis everywhere.
No kidding.
I think what we ought to have, Boca Brian, if you're listening, we got a few Nazis songs. How about, instead of assholes on parade, which I played earlier, how about Nazis on parade?
If you're a skinhead or white supremacist, you know that the forces pulling the strings in the government are closing down on all those great websites we've become accustomed to. Well, we still have the U.S. Postal Service to rely on.
Oh, wait.
With that, but that's fine.
Other problems remain for this radio broadcaster. Law enforcement sources say it's unclear if Limbaugh will face any charges stemming from an investigation of illegal prescription painkillers. CNN national correspondent Susan Candiotti has the latest.
You go, girl.
Law enforcement sources tell CNN Rush Limbaugh has surfaced in an ongoing probe into the black market sale of prescription painkillers, including OxyContin and hydrocodone, in Florida. The drugs can only be legally obtained with a doctor's order. For example, OxyContin.
It's 4 or 5 times stronger than heroin. Yeah, like I said, and that's one of its selling points.
George,
people know what they're getting.
Authorities say they became aware of Limbaugh when his former housekeeper, Wilma Klein, who worked for Limbaugh at his oceanfront Palm Beach home, came to them with secretly recorded tape conversations she said she had with Limbaugh about drug buys. A law enforcement source says investigators are convinced the voice on the tapes belongs to the conservative talk show host. Our law enforcement source says Limbaugh's former housekeeper claims she met with him at this gas station and other public places to make some of the drug deals over a 4-year period. The woman claims she was paid about $200,000 for the pills. Limbaugh issued a statement that does not directly deny he illegally bought drugs. Quote, I am unaware of any investigation by any authorities involving me.
See, that's all he's saying. It's
no
the same
governmental
crap.
representative has contacted me directly or indirectly. If my assistance is required in the future, I will, of course, cooperate fully. In 2001, Limbaugh talked with listeners about taking legally prescribed drugs to treat his hearing problem. Quote, you would not believe the medications that are flowing through me in an attempt to reverse this. I'm popping pills, I'm shooting up stuff. I've never done stuff like this before.
Right.
It's such a tempest in a teapot.
Drug allegations surfaced the same day Limbaugh talked about his split from ESPN. Limbaugh said he quit to blunt the uproar over his remarks about Philadelphia Eagles quarterback Donovan McNabb, suggesting he gets favorable press because he's black.
It was not a racial opinion. It was an opinion about the media.
Safe to say this has not been a good week for Rush Limbaugh. It's unclear whether he'll be charged in the investigation. Law enforcement sources say their overall probe is targeting suppliers and sellers. Susan Candiotti, CNN, Miami.
All right. Nice going, Susan. I love her. She's great. She loves us, too.
Mm-hmm.
Remember the time? I'm sure you do.
Yes, I do.
That Steve Nichols schlepped her in with a camera crew to do a story about diets, and it had nothing to do with the Atkins or whatever I was on. And they set it all up, and they schlepped me up there, and I had to apologize to them because it had nothing to do with me. That was Steve Nichols for it. Of course, he had a little,
What?
He was a little bit incoherent from time to time, but in his case, I think it was just natural.
He didn't have any problems. He could afford it.
Now, what is that?
What?
What word did you say?
A Ford.
Oh, he drove a Ford? I didn't know that. 12 minutes after 1 at 560 WQM. I totally disassociate myself from George Rodriguez. I have no idea who he is. I never heard of him. I don't know his name. I don't know what he looks like or smells like. I don't know how short he is. I mean, now let's see. How are you doing on here? You got, you can't catch Howard Stern yet, but you're starting to move up there. You're pulling away from the humper and me.
Wait till I get home.
Oh. Hey, listen, you don't have to wait till you get home or any place else to order a great mattress from Dollar Mattress, although it's probably a good idea to call from there because they'll be there so soon before you can bat an eyelash, before you can say Rush is a big fat hypocrite, they'll be knocking on your door. Each and every day of the year, 365 days a year, Dollar Mattress beats the pants off those bedding and furniture stores because they sell you at the same low discount prices that are not even within the reach of those other guys because when you shop in those other places, you have to pay for their expensive overhead, which Dollar Mattress doesn't have. So for discount prices, legitimate ones on dozens of models from Tempur-Pedic and Serta and Sealy, King Coil, Simmons, Stearns, and Banana Foster, call 1-800-MATTRESS. No nonsense, no bait and switch, no house brand, no phony promises, and best of all, you won't pay an extra penny for the best service going anywhere. When I talk about service, believe you me, there's no place in the world that does it like them. When you call 1-800-MATTRESS, they let you pick the day and time for delivery, and they actually show up in that 2-hour period. Like noon to 2, 1 to 3, etc. From 8 in the morning till 10 at night, any day, 7 days a week when it's convenient for you, and you'll be sleeping well right away, like I have for years now with my Dollar mattress. With low prices, same-day delivery, free setup and removal, it's easy to see why Dollar Mattress is ranked the best in the world in customer satisfaction. So don't be sucked in by those mattress showroom and furniture store ads. They're not in the same league with the professionals at Dollar Mattress. That's their only business. Pick up the phone right now and call them toll-free. You'll be sleeping with a big smile on your puss as soon as tonight. Maybe even get lucky, even if you're only alone. Call 1-800-MATTRESS. That's 1-800-MATTRES, or online, it's mattress.com.
Live and local. This is Sports Radio 560. QAM.
Loving it. Wasn't that awesome? Like this swoosh, boom.
My coworker, Charlie, he's a real character.
Brother man, how you doing? Hey, great game last night, huh? The balls. Ever seen the Knicks shoot better than last night? I mean, it was like boom, 3 points, boom, 3 points. Turn to the end, boom, 3-pointer. They're taking it home right. That's what
Loves to talk sports at work, pretty much all the time.
So the guy pops to the infield, right? Lets it go, right? Rolls to outfield. They drop it. Meanwhile, the Dodgers bring another one home, right? I'm thinking, who's coaching these guys, right? I mean, they
that
make
is, while the rest of us are trying to work for a living.
See the interception last half? It was like, boom, we're going downtown end zone.
That's when I decided to tell Charlie about Lobotomil, an over-the-counter medication made especially for overactive conversationalists. Because my coworkers and I, well, we were concerned about Charlie. Now with Lobotomil, Charlie can relax, and we can get some work done. Right, Charlie? Charlie? Just blink your eyes twice if you can hear me, Charlie, okay? Okay, Charlie, I'll wipe the drool. Hey, great game last night, huh?
Fast-acting, non-drowsy Lobotomil. Use only as directed.
I got the story. Remember that doctor that called a few minutes ago?
Yes.
Who acted amazed and dismayed and surprised and shocked. See, it goes to show you, doctor, it really pays listening to the Neil Rogers Show, especially if you have, like, people's health and lives in your hands. Because here's the story, the latest one. That other story was from the LA Times from 2 years ago. But here's an update from today's October 3rd, Friday, Palm Beach Post. And it says, prescription overuse linked to sudden hearing loss. Ready for that?
Okay.
Shall I read that headline again from today's Palm Beach Post? Prescriptions overuse linked to sudden hearing loss. And it says, I want you to listen very carefully, including you, doctor. One of the prescription drugs national radio talk show host Rush Limbaugh is alleged to have abused has been linked to a sudden hearing loss, an affliction that struck Limbaugh 2 years ago. At that time, doctors said they were unsure of the exact cause of Limbaugh's hearing loss, but said that overuse of medication was not a factor. Limbaugh would not reveal the cause of his deafness, and I'm sure the doctors had no idea what he was popping. Coincidentally, the House Ear Institute in Los Angeles, where Limbaugh sought treatment, discovered in 1999 that some of its patients with sudden hearing loss had overused a common painkiller that combines hydrocodone and acetaminophen. The combination is sold under several brand names: Vicodin, Hydrocet, Norco, and Lorcet. Lorcet is one of the prescriptions Limbaugh's former housekeeper said she procured for him. You following this? Are we starting to put the dots together in this investigation? That's right. Doctors at the clinic said prolonged use of the painkiller was a common factor among 29 patients with sudden hearing loss. Doctor. Limbaugh announced in October 2001 that he was deaf in his left ear and was losing the hearing in his right ear. After undergoing drug therapy for several months, he decided to have an electronic device installed in his ear in January 2002. The cochlear implant has partially restored his hearing. How do you like that? And as you notice, and you can keep turn it over to Rush right now, and you heard the stuff on CNN, he's not fessing up to any of it. He just keeps repeating that same old stale line. He's unaware of any investigation, but he'll cooperate fully, yada, 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 because he knows damn well he better keep his big fat puss shut. You know what I mean? Or they'll cut off his supply.
What?
I'm saving this story, because here it is right here. It's a damn good thing during that break. I checked the Palm Beach Post. And my good, close, personal friend, Scott Farrell, owes us an apology on this show. Or at least he ought to change his tune real quick. because even a guy like him standing up for Limbaugh, questioning the veracity of the maid, and questioning the accuracy of a story in the much highly touted National Enquirer, highly respectable, even though it's a tabloid, and even though it's glitzy and it's sitting there waiting for you at Publix on the newsstands. Get with it, Scott. Here's a call from Kendall. Hello.
Neil.
Yes, sir.
Hey, I have one for your poll.
Okay.
I'm talking about the one on paper. Don King.
Disgusting. Vulgar. Grotesque. Murderer.
Yeah, he is. Listen, and I also want to have a request. Please, Neil, for the sake of God, play the Arnold Schwarzenegger bit.
Well, which one is about?
Not the one with Oprah.
Yeah.
And I wanted to tell the Winchell Donut guy, the one who always calls you and says George is mung. Well, he's right. George sucks.
Okay, great. Well, we're certainly going to play a request for him now, aren't we? No. That was a good way to get us to play with you. Oh, the Arnold one? Yeah, there's only, how many are there?
About 30, man.
Idiot. Yeah, the Winchell Donut
guy.
Oh, that's from way back on Zeta. That's 100 years back. That's his claim to fame. Guy would call up out of nowhere. Well, Winchell's Donut, just out of nowhere. And then he also had some other thing he used to say that made no sense. I don't know what the hell it was. They just never go away, George, as you've noticed. They're always there. They're always out there. Like the old guy with the AIDS thing with Mr. Ego, that 900-year-old guy, which represents his average demo, by the way.
Depend on him.
Nice going in those numbers, by the way, Steve. Can't complain about his numbers because he don't have any. And, of course, that station, that make-believe station, they can't even afford to subscribe to it. So what difference does it make? Here's a call from Naples. Hello.
Hey, Neil, how you doing?
Okay.
Hey, I got one for you, definitely, based upon last night alone. Joe Zagacki, Mr. Hiroshima, he's freaking horrible.
Yes, he is.
It was funny hearing, though, he was...
But Joe's a good guy, though. Are you not? Do you know him personally?
I do.
Do you think he's an asshole?
He's a definite asshole, and he sucks, and his work definitely sucks. So, hey, and go Marlins.
Okay, go Marlins. Don't forget, big game today. Going to have 1 million people there this afternoon.
Oh, my! Oh, my!
Oh, I would have loved to have heard. No, I'm glad I didn't hear it. By the way, I would have probably had to call in sick. Anybody bringing a check?
Yes.
See, there's my psychic powers again. Who was it?
Our very own Curtis, gym-managed producer Curtis Stevenson. $100.
Hey, love you, Curtis.
Wow.
Now, here's a kid that's making about $50 a week, okay? And he brings in a check for $100. Thanks, Curtis. You're the best. $100 from a kid like that. That would be like the rest of you people bringing in 1,000.
A super
10,000.
Right.
Yeah. We appreciate it very much, Curtis. You're a great guy. And we said that before you brought in the money. One of the people we like. So now we got $29,655, which leaves us tantalizingly close, a mere $345 away from $30,000. We got 37 and a half minutes to get to it by the end of the show, by the weekend, which would please me and George and even Scott Jr. in there more than I can begin to tell you. $345 is all we need. Todd Dreck has probably got loose change amount of that in his back pocket. Weighs more than he does. Fat Boy, he's probably got it in all of his pockets, which, how many pounds is that?
About 30, man.
Wouldn't even just get lost in the middle of all those La Caja folds.
Hey, Fat Boy, call Boca Brian, by the way.
For what?
For a while.
No.
Boca Brian wants a bed.
Probably wants a mattress.
Yeah.
Well, I got news for you. In order for that, Fat Boy's going to have to write us a check to get any more free plugs. As much as we love our friends at Dollar Mattress, if he wants a free plug on Boca Brian's doing so great with his mattress, you see what I'm saying? I know it doesn't make any sense. But I'm just trying to embarrass somebody into coming up with that $345 in the next 37 minutes, but who's counting? Because that would be a real, oral victory. It would be a strategic move in the right direction since it's October the 3rd. And you're right, now that we finally moved into the last quarter of the year, now we're going to start making some progress. I can smell it. Can you smell it? All the way down there?
Ooh.
Or maybe it was back at you. Maybe it's from that chili dog you ate this morning. Maybe
that was a very clean chili dog.
When in doubt, it's seeping out.
No.
Come on, let's go with you salespeople in there. I guarantee if P.D. Lenny was still there, he'd write out a check just to be sucking around. Am I right?
You are right. At least
I am right.
Was that. And you know what?
He was a pain in the ass, but I'll tell you what, we needed, for any good cause, he would help out. Yes?
He cared about his clients.
Yeah, that's true. He wrote copy. He actually,
hustled for them.
I miss P.D. Lenny a lot, and I never dreamed I'd say that. You see the disgust and contempt and dismay that everybody, from Hank and Mad Dog and Pharrell and even the Momeister, right?
Absolutely.
Have for our sales department now. Sometimes, like Ral Donner once said, you don't know what you got until you lose it, Petey Lenny.
We lost it.
In spite of all of your bizarre behavior and the fact that you look like a cigar store Indian, like Ron Diaz's twin shorter brother, in spite of that, we still miss him badly. Maybe he'll come by with a check for $345 and embarrass the hell out of those other assholes.
He might.
He just might do it. Because we got to wait for Skippy. Skippy don't even know where to find QAM on the dial. He's busy back there poking Screw-Ann.
I had no idea how much they hated him in the building.
Oh, a little twerpy asshole. Well, you know those little guys like Matty Bell.
Yeah, me.
Who else? Skippy, Todd Dreck. Forget about it. See, there's the guy that should be writing it out. Todd Dreck. No, seriously. There's a little bastard prick who's making more goddamn money. He's stealing it out of that radio station. And in the meantime, has he ever given us a dime? Well, probably in the past, maybe. I don't know. And I'll tell you who really ought to get her little checkbook out right now, who can afford it, and big time. Who's siphoning off from everybody's efforts in that place, from the sales department's lame efforts and my efforts and a Humper and Mad Dog and even Mo and Pharrell. You know who I'm talking about?
Screw-Ann.
Ah! Good guess. I was going to say... Screw-Ann. Yeah, give you a musical answer like that. Bitch. $345, honey. You can probably pull that out of your ass. Probably get a team of proctologists in there to fight it in the midst of whatever else is in there. But believe you me. Let's go, Screw-Ann. Come through for us, $345. And you know what? She really owes it to us. You want to know why? It just dawned on me.
Why?
Because, speaking of charity, when we were involved in that OJ golf tournament that I got sucked into.
Oh, man.
Yeah, she was one of the chiggers in the woodpile. Talk about piling on. That got together with a close personal ass-butt buddy, Greg Reed, and Sam, and all these other lunatics, and put that over on us with that OJ thing. And just about deep sixed our whole fundraiser that year. You bitch, you slut, you piece of crap. So the very least you could do is come marching in there during the next break, $345. She could, like I said, pull it out of her ass under her left breast.
How about Gary Sarner?
Gary Sarner, there's another cheap Jew. He ought to be in there writing the check out. All the money that you're making him with all your nice comments about Bell South.
He just writes a check for the money that he's stiffed me out of, we would have it.
There you go. That'll do it. And I bet you if he would write us that $345 check right now, you'd promise to dumb me up for at least another week about Bell South, wouldn't you?
A month.
A month. How do you like that? Oh. Can't beat that offer, Gary Sarner, you little piece of crap, you Orthodox. Oh, that's right. I forgot about that. He's probably celebrating Yom Kippur already.
Oh, he's probably in the holidays. You can't write a check during the holidays.
Oh, that's what rumor says.
And every day's a holiday.
Every day's a holiday. He's got one. He's got like, Groundhog Day and St. Francis Assisi Day.
Ground Beef Day.
Oh, I like that day. Speaking of that, what a segue into Vic and Herbs. George finally hit the mother load. It's the mother load, as Rush would say. Come on, Rush. Pop a few more. If you're looking for a great place for lunch, breakfast, dinner, Vic and Herbs, which originated in my hometown right across the lake from where my fat ass is sitting right now, Rochester, New York, back in 1934. I can almost see it now, except for all those buildings. Vic and Herbs is on Federal Highway, just south of Broward Boulevard and the tunnel on the east side. Vic and Herbs is a flashback in time to what it used to be like back when you had really neat restaurants like this before the fast food prefab stuff. Nothing prefabricated at Vic and Herbs. Go and enjoy a real burger or hot dog served hot, fresh, and fast. And Vic and Herbs is brought to you in Fort Lauderdale by the same people who feed you Cheeseburger, using the same fresh 100-ground chuck meat as they do at Cheeseburger. They offer you an incredible quarter-pound hot dog. You haven't had a wiener in your mouth since last night. What makes Vic and Herbs different from anybody else in town? Here's the deal. All their burgers and dogs are served with a Vic signature meat sauce poured on top, which will make a dance take place right in your puss. So if you're looking for something really delicious and fresh, this is the place. And they got a lot of other great dishes, too, besides burgers and dogs, like a great breakfast menu, omelets cooked to order, French toast, pancakes, all your favorite side dishes. Go by, and like I tell you before, you don't have to be from Rochester, from Arundecoit, from Fredonia, from Depew to enjoy Vic and Herbs. They're on Federal Highway, just south of Broward Boulevard, and the tunnel on the east side. And be sure and tell them that old Neil from OK Terrace in Rochester. OK Terrace sent you by.
Live and local. This is 560. The radio's all yours now. QAM.
Welcome back to the highly rated and Mo Howard and David into the show. According to my extravagation. Okay, stupid, where were we?
We were doing this.
No, wrong. You were doing that to me.
Oh, yeah. Sorry, Mo.
That's better. Oh, Ronde. I didn't say you could say that yet.
Okay.
Oh, Ronde. Now you.
Carter.
Grande Gatsby.
That's it.
Not on my watch, you punk. Orande. Hey, ease up, will you? What's with the kung fu grip?
Sorry, Mo.
And we got one of our three very important callers on the line here. WQAM, what do you want?
Yeah, Mo.
Come on, spit it out. I can't understand a goddamn thing you're saying. What are you doing?
I'm playing with my Larry Coker bobblehead doll.
Oh, that's quite understandable. Why, I sometimes...
Help me out.
Huh?
Help me out.
Go ahead, Geldy. You got me going now. Almost there. Say Orande. Orande. Faster. Orande. 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 Yeah. Oh, Lindo Mare. Look at that. I got it all over my wig.
132 at 560, WQM, the Mad Dog standing by at Gate G at PP Park. Go by. Now, did we ever find out about those Heinekens, or was that a joke?
We never found out.
About those Heinekens? You think what?
I said I'm hoping it's not.
Not a joke. Well, listen, you got the free tickets. Quit looking for any more. Okay?
Heineken!
Don't push it, yeah. 29,655. Did Screw Ann come in here during that break? I guarantee you got the check in your hand right now. No?
No.
None of the
Well, maybe
above.
she's like feeling around to find it.
What?
Her checkbook.
Oh.
Rush Limbaugh is leading the pack by a mile. Somebody you think is an asshole and you hate their work too, to boot. Rush 172. Mo is still maintaining a pretty good lead on Bush. Nice going, Mo.
Absolutely.
Mo Howard David at 61. George W. 51. Howard Sperm 35. You're on Howard Sperm's ass, man.
Ew.
Georgie Rodriguez 31. Hank Goldberg 24. I got 16. Which I find most amusing because, see, the one the other day about me being an asshole and they enjoy my work, that made sense. I was winning. But this one, you hate their work and is an asshole. 16 who are, I guess they're just being forced at gunpoint to listen.
Yes, they are.
Rosie O'Donnell 10. Russell Crowe 8. Pat Robertson and Wayne Huizenga and Steve Kane and Bill Gates all have 7. Ever see them together? Mel Gibson got 6. Hillary and Jerry Lewis and Robert Downey Jr. got 5. Don't get a swelled head, Jerry. Greg Reed and Phil Collins 4 apiece. Mickey Rourke, Bill O'Reilly, Jean-Claude Goddam, Ann Coulter, Barbara Streisand have 3 apiece. A pair for Jerry Springer, Todd Schmidt, Richard Dreyfuss, and Van Diesel, and 1 apiece for Little Brian Norcross, Miss Drudge, Dick Vitale, Steven Seagal, Sammy Sosa, and Sly Stallone. No votes yet for John Henry, Gloria Estefan, or the fright-wigged Don King out of 494. Pretty heavy duty today, you know it? Oh, yeah. By the way, thanks, Eric, for getting the thing back the way it's supposed to be on our website. Quit screwing around with it. Beasley begins HD radio broadcast at 5 Florida stations. But, when's this? How come we don't know nothing about this? And somebody had to send this, Rich Pachter had to send this from Radio Inc.
I saw them schlepping
What was I pissed
around.
off at Rich Pachter about a couple weeks ago? See,
because
I forgot
they did
all
an
that.
ass-sucking article about Matt Drudge.
Oh, like I said, this asshole Rich Pachter sent us, so I withdraw my thank you. Beasley Broadcast Group yesterday announced that the NAB radio show in Philadelphia, that's one where Rush was like standing up there making an idiot of himself, that 5 of its 6 radio stations in southeast Florida are now broadcasting in HD radio. What's that? I know what HD TV is. What's HD radio?
Hard on.
Hard on radio?
Yes.
The station's broadcasting in, I can't read that, IBOC?
Do you
Are
mean?
Kiss FM and QM AM plus WWNN. We own WWNN?
Apparently.
Ah! WSBR in Boca and WHSR in Boca. Well, commenting on Beasley's transition to digital technology, George G. Beasley, Beasley Broadcast Group Chairman and CEO, who's one whale of a guy, said, when FM radio stations first appeared, the industry and the general public were slow to adopt the new technology. Today, however, FM is clearly the band of choice for high-fidelity broadcasting. As an early adopter of HD radio technology, Beasley believes that the fidelity and reception improvements, HD is the future of radio. And we eagerly anticipate the dramatic benefits it's expected to bring to our industry. Remember the day that that asshole, what's his name, the little engineer there, George? was waltzing down the hall. We asked him what was in the box, and he said it was for, like,
digital radio.
Digital radio. And we laughed at him. The old Corso Meister. Robert Struble, president and CEO of Ubiquity Digital Corp. Oh, that's what that IBOC is. Stated, Beasley Broadcast Group is a forward-thinking technology, warn me on this. See, that's because we bought his crap, so he's sucking our ass. He says, Beasley is a forward-thinking, technology-savvy company executing a plan to bring its radio stations into the digital age. HD radio technology will provide Beasley's listeners with new and exciting digital services, incredible sound fidelity, crystal clear reception, and data services capable of providing basic and advanced information, all of which will become the norm in consumers' lives. Okay, now, since supposedly we've already started this, it says they're now broadcasting. Has anybody told us that it sounds better?
No, you have to have a receiver for it, of course.
Well, how many people have got it?
About 30, man.
So what does that mean? Ah, jeez. And how much does it cost? And where do you stick it, you know? And where's the other $345, Screw-in, you bitch?
Rectum.
You slut. It's still stuck up in there?
Yeah, we're organizing a party.
Maybe we can get a trade deal with the excavation company. Hey, Screw-in.
You bitch, you slut, you whore.
Come through, honey. Or else. No, seriously, or else we're going to put those pictures of her naked on our website. The ones with her and Greg. And her live-in maid. Or is that Phyllis with the maid? I don't know. They're all doing it. 5670560, pound 560 on the AT&T line. I've been rambling. I apologize for that, don't I?
No, you're rambling,
Important stuff. Here's Palmetto Bay. Hello. See, I'm rambling. I go to the phone. There's nobody even there. Palmetto Bay, are you there?
Yeah.
Yes,
Rush
sir.
and George sitting in a tree. F-U-Z.
No. Here's Boca. Hello. Boca.
Yes, this is Paul.
It's what?
This is Paul.
How you doing, Paul?
Okay, I got a candidate for your list.
Yes, Paul.
Greg Davis. If he was to resign, what do you think that Arnold and the people that paid $70 million in California and the guy who backed all the funding to recall him would think? He resigns, they lose everything, and the Democrats stay in power. Has anybody thought about that? I'm not sure all the laws.
No, that's not what the law is. They already talked about that. If he resigned, they still have to go ahead. I know it sounds stupid, but they still have the election, even if he resigns.
Oh, okay.
Okay? Good thought, though. Good thought, but it didn't work. See what he's saying? He could let Bustamante take over and resign and avoid, but the law says that once they have the petition signed, they go ahead and have the recall anyway, which is stupid, but then against California. It's California. Anyway, here's the facts from Big Mike in St. Pete. It says, here's a transcript on Limbaugh's website from his opening statement today. I think the telling line is, I'm even going to tell you how you ought to look at the stuff that's in the press. He says, I don't want to deal with hypotheticals, and I don't want to respond to what's in the press. I'm very tempted to. I'm not even going to go there. But I want to say, trust me. But I don't. Look, it makes no sense for me to go there. I'm even going to tell you how you ought to look at that stuff that's in the press. I'm not even going to characterize it yet. Just trust me on this. When I find out all that this is, aside from those who are closest to me in my personal and business orb, and you all are very close on the personal orb, then you're going to be among the first to know for me. Let me read that last part again. That's when I find out all that this is, aside from those that are closest to me in my personal and business orb, and you are all very close on the personal orb, then you're going to be among the first to know from me. Again, a non-answer. All he has to do is say it's untrue, it's lies, or it's true, and I want to repent, and I'm going to go for detox again, and I got a problem, and that's why I went deaf, and that's why I lost all that weight. One or the other, you know. But it's bada-beep, bada-boop, bada-ba. It's called the old verbal tap dance.
We're Sports Radio 560 QAM.
Now that he is on the ticket here, Arnold for governor's all we hear, yeah. If he's voted in, there'll be a big change. You're gonna feel the burn, you'll feel the pain, yeah. The laws he plans to pass include ones that pump you up like a balloon, yeah. lunch boxes will all be waiting. Tell me that a vote for a movie star means sex with a heavy bars. I hope you're ready for a Governor Schwarzenegger out here.
I think it's great. We got a bunch of Nazis in Washington running the country, so why not have a Nazi in California? Fits right in, don't it?
Sure.
Now, Ed in Fort Lauderdale's got a very good suggestion. I wish he would have spelled it right, but that's okay, Ed. Don't feel bad. Bill Maher, he left the E out between the H and the R. Bill Maher.
Okay.
Somebody you think is an asshole and hate their work, and Bill, not only we put that on there, but he inspired me for one of my own now. In the same vein, little twerpy jerk, Dave Barry.
Okay.
You're not enthusiastic about that?
No, I agree.
He's an asshole, and his work is an abomination. Oh, yeah, but his column's all over the world. Yeah, that's the sad part. Rush is on 650 stations, too. What does that tell you? So I guess with Rush, if we want to refer to him from now on, instead of, we can just do, because he's popping them left and right.
He's the pill-popping daddy.
Yeah, that was quite a statement he made. Did it really say anything?
No.
Bada-beep, bada-boop, bada-bop, I don't get it. Just like that double talk at the NAB yesterday about that. Yeah, well, if there's any investigation I'm unaware, it's not a question of the investigation. Did you pop him or not? Were you buying him illegal or not? Is she telling the truth or not? These emails, they're right here. And if anybody doubts it and wants to do their own investigation, maybe they didn't like my reading of it before, they missed it. Go to your newsstand today. Go to your Publix. Go to your Winn-Dixie. Go to your pawn shop. Go to your bookstore. National Enquirer, America's newspaper, October 14, 2003. Rush Limbaugh caught in drug ring. Cops probe nails him. His drug supplier tells all. Russia's secret narcotics addiction. I read the whole damn thing, every word of it, right around the ear. And then we had on top of it, which was frosting on the old cake, frosting on the OC, the story from the Palm Beach Post about the fact that just coincidentally, prescriptions overuse linked to sudden hearing loss, and one of the drugs that is a suspect is Lorcet, a common painkiller combining hydrocodone and acetaminophen. And Lorcet, what do they say? It's like how many times more powerful than heroin?
About 30.
About 30. Is that what they said?
About 30, man.
Something like that. And it's linked to hearing loss, is what they said. I guess that was OC. That's 30, many times more powerful than heroin. But there you go, the hearing loss, which was supposedly unexplained, and that's because you can be damn sure the doctors didn't know about his pill-popping habit and all of these things. Here's Lighthouse Point. Hello.
Oh, hey, speaking of that asshole,
yes.
The one thing we always have to remember is, do you believe anything that comes out of the mouth of a junkie?
No.
It's like junkies, crackheads, they're all the same thing. And these people will say and do anything.
They're all in denial. That's right. They're all desperate and in denial. Mm-hmm.
And
it's the 3D syndrome: dangerous, desperate, and in denial.
I tuned over to the program just out of curiosity to hear what he was doing, and he's dancing faster than a hooker on crack.
I'll be damned.
It's like it's round and round and round and round. And here's a guy who's pushing personal responsibility. You take personal responsibility for things that happen in your life. Take personal responsibility. And he's over there. It's this person. It's that person. These people abandon me. It's their friends. It's this, that, and the other thing. It's unbelievable.
Mm-hmm.
Unbelievable.
Well, I'm glad the public, at least that small segment of them who still have a brain to think with, they weren't the ditto heads. I'm glad they're getting a chance to see what a hypocrite we got there.
Well, I think it's personally. I think his whole thing is all shtick. I don't think he believes a word that comes out of his own mouth.
Could be. For fun and profit. I can relate to that. Okay, have a great day, Pally.
Enjoy.
And you too. I am enjoying it tremendously. Let's see. Did you put that scumbag Madonna on your list? No, but there's a good one for you, Madonna. We got Madonna on there now, yes?
Yes.
It says she's the biggest effing phony on this planet. Now she is a motherly figure selling children's books. She's a sea-lapping effing hedgehog. There are a couple of words I couldn't read on there. See you next time. Lapping effing hedgehog. Also, I am the true South Florida sports fan. Yes, the Marlins are in the playoffs, and I still don't give a crap. Bob Hamilton from Magic 102.7 is a loser who knows only 16 songs. No, he's expanded his playlist. Now it's up to
about 30, man.
Yeah, he's really working on it. Almost doubled it. 5670560, pound 560 on the AT&T line. Somebody you think is an asshole and you hate their work. Hate it. Rush Limbaugh, 180. Mo Howard David at 63, maintaining a comfortable lead over George W., who's got 54. Howard Stern, 37. Hank Goldberg's moved ahead of Little George, 33-32. You're still on Hank's ass, though. And he wishes you'd get off. I got 17 votes, Rosie O'Donnell 10, and everybody else in single digits.
Live and local. This is Sports Radio 560 QAM.
Hi, this is Randy West, and they don't come any better than me, nor Neil Rogers.
Newt Gingrich does the hanky-panky. Newt Gingrich has a stanky wanky. Newt Gingrich does the hanky-panky. Newt Gingrich does the hanky-panky. We thought he only spanked his monkey. They tease Bill Clinton about it all the time. Yeah. They call him womanizing low-life slime. But Newt, he's chasing girlies all around the desk. That's why his shirt's untucked, his hair is a mess. Who would have thought, whoever would have thought that?
All right, here we go, on the desk, let's go.
Mr. Speaker, the committee would like to know, are those high heel shoes sticking out from under your desk? I see. Okay, then, the committee sees no impropriety here, and there'll be no further investigation.
I saw him working on his pickup lines. Okay. You come here often, baby, what's your sign? A pretty young Republican and all alone. Hey, pretty baby, can I give you the bone? Who would have thought, I never would have thought that.
Come here, baby, and meet the junior speaker of the House.
Newt Gingrich does the hanky-panky. Newt Gingrich does the hanky-panky. Newt Gingrich has a skanky-wanky. Newt Gingrich does the hanky-panky. We thought he only spanked his monkey.
See, I see a tremendous parallel there, don't you? Newt Gingrich, and of course turned out to be a womanizing piece of crap that had his wife sign the divorce papers on her deathbed from cancer, and turned out to be a philandering piece of turd, hypocrite, finger pointer. And now we got Rush, the old pill popper, and I'm so glad this fax came in before the deadline. How could we leave off Dr. Phil, the unctuous, despised, no-talent piece of turd? Dr. Phil! Nice going. Thank you, JR from Boca. Thank you so much. If we had left that off, I'd have been just depressed all weekend. Wouldn't you?
No.
Now, I am depressed about one thing, and I don't think Scran or any of the rest of the salespeople came in and gave us a dime, did they?
No. Greg stuck his head in.
And?
Just to see how he was doing on the poll.
Greg stuck his head in, but didn't, so obviously he's been listening, he knows what we're talking about. Did he contribute anything to Abandoned Pet Rescue? This guy who's worth millions and millions, who's got how many million shares of Beasley?
About 30, man.
30 million shares of Beasley stock. He's worth billions of dollars. $345 to him would be like a penny to just any average schmuck out there on the street as opposed to him, who's a bigger income than average schmuck. He could reach into his goddamn back pocket and give you $345 and not even miss it. But no, nobody in that building. See, we picked a bad day. Because I guaranteed between the Mad Dog and Hank and some of our people who actually like us in the building, they'd come through like Curtis did there, you know.
Right.
But everybody's out because we got the ball game. It's always a ball game, you know. Always some kind of a ball game. Always stands in the way. Speaking of balls, authorities plan to formally charge 3 high school football players from Long Island, New York, accused of sexually abusing 3 of their junior teammates at a preseason training camp in northeastern Pennsylvania, according to state police. In a statement, Pennsylvania State Police said the 3 teenagers, ages 15, 16, and 17, will be formally charged in the near future once Wayne County District Attorney Mark Zimmer files the appropriate court papers. The varsity players from Mepham High School near Belmore, New York, are being investigated. Is that Mepham or Mepham?
Just Mepham.
Just Mepham? Are being investigated for allegations that they sodomized the 3 junior varsity players with broomsticks, pine cones, and golf balls as part of a hazing ritual while the team was at the Pennsylvania sports camp the last week in August. Police have recommended that Zimmer charge the juveniles with involuntary deviant sexual intercourse. Ooh.
Just boys being gay boys.
Involuntary deviant sexual intercourse, aggravated and simple assault, kidnapping, reckless endangerment of another person, unlawful restraint, criminal coercion, aggravated indecent assault, criminal conspiracy, and all of these things. The alleged victims are identified as a 13-year-old and two 14-year-olds. And like you always say, all the sports things, all these incidents always involve just nothing but faggery, man.
Gay.
Faggery. What can we stick in your,
Rectum.
you know?
Right.
Can we
Strict men
squeeze your
don't come up
privates?
with things like that.
Someone you think is an asshole and you hate their work, that's our poll question today. Rush Limbaugh, 183. He's all alone. Mo Howard David, 63. George W., 56. Can't even touch Mo. Howard Stern, 38. The Humper, 34. You got 33, George. I got 18. Rosie O'Donnell's got 10. Everybody else in single digits. Mad Dog is sitting by next out there at Gate G at PP Park. Big game today. 50, 60,000 million people going to be there for the Marlins kicking some Giants' ass.
Bye, bye, bye. The Neil Rogers Show on 560 WQAM, Miami, Fort Lauderdale.
Pass the matzah. Oh, no, that's the wrong holiday. Have a nice weekend in paradise, everybody, on QAM.
You pervert.